All right, let's get rolling, everybody. So let me get this out of the way. All right, so let's quickly hear everybody. Can you hear me okay? Can you see me? See me okay? Let me know in the chat box, please, if you can hear me okay, see my screen okay, and that sort of thing. So let's get some mic check in here. If I'm too loud or my audio is not good or whatever, let me know as well, okay? Because we're going to be talking about some really, really cool things today. And I want to make sure that you can actually hear me and we can get rolling here, okay? And again, from when I'm speaking to when you can hear my voice, there is going to be a slight delay. So because basically there's going to be some delay in when you can hear me. But anyway, without any further delay, I want to kind of talk about a couple of things here real quick. And then we'll go from there and talk about specifically how you can leverage your brand, your business, and that sort of thing, and do some crazy things today that was not possible before, okay? And again, sometimes when I talk here, there's going to be some technical issues sometimes, and people cannot hear me okay, and that sort of thing. So let's do like one last mic check, if you will, and then we'll get rolling here. All right, excellent. Let me see here. Let me get my screen loaded here. Again, this is going to be an interactive live stream. I'm going to be giving you a lot of cool prizes, bonuses, and that sort of thing. What I'm doing basically for the prizes and stuff like that is I am going to basically pick from the chat box, okay? So that effectively means that all of you posting in the chat box. So let's say, for example, we have Terry here, John here, right? We have Ruby. I can see all your comments, by the way, right? So Steve is here, who was actually one of our winners, actually. Steve, good to see you here. Barrett is here. So I'm going to pick 3 of you from this chat box here, and I'm going to be awarding $100 each. So it's going to be $300. But a lot of the stuff I'm going to be sharing with you will be worth a lot more than the prizes and stuff like that I'm giving away, right, ultimately. So that's the other fun stuff. All right. Now, so I wanted to kind of talk about some important things today. So let's get rolling without any further delay. All right. So let me share my screen here. Let's see. All right. Share screen. And again, if you cannot see my screen or something like that, let me know in the chat box. I want to make this as interactive as possible. Okay. All right. So excellent. All right. So let me actually get the screen here. Excellent. All right, so you should be seeing my screen just about now. All right, so I wanted to kind of quickly talk about a couple of things here real quick, okay? We want to talk about how you can use AI, and the only way to succeed with AI in 2023 and beyond, okay? This is what I'm going to be talking about today, because this is a big thing, right? There's so many AI applications, there's so many things, even I can't keep up with it, and I'm on top of this thing all day. And the problem is that, and this is something I want to talk about here real quick, is that AI has been focused, all the stuff that I've done and I've taught about in the past and stuff like that have all been focused on one thing, right? And what was that one thing? Well, let's talk about that. That was, all of these were focused on this one element, which was about content, right? And content would be like it focused on video, focused on text, right? And then we focused on audio as well. And this is what everybody has been focused on so far, which was, I want to generate content with AI. I want to generate text. You go to ChatGPT and some of the other things out there as well. And even tools like our own HumanPal and stuff where it can generate text into video and stuff like that using AI. The issue is, and this is something that I've noticed over the years, is that the problem always is that you're doing what everybody else is doing. When you do what everybody is doing, right, you're going to get average results like everybody else. So where is the future, right? So I've actually gone in and I've actually spoken to some of the most successful people in the world. I'm talking people doing great things and building big businesses and stuff like that behind the scenes. And we had a recent mastermind where the discussion came in that everybody is focused on content while the real players, successful folks, are focused on literally tasks, okay, and revenue, right, moving things. So revenue, can't spell today, but anyway, revenue getting stuff, right? So basically how to generate revenue using AI. The problem is, right, like if you look at ChatGPT or the other platforms out there, even like so-called new platforms, they're all like wrappers around ChatGPT, right? So what I mean by that is one of them will say, okay, generate content with ChatGPT. kind of thing. One will say, okay, this is better than ChatGPT in terms of content generation. One of them will say generate articles. One of them will say, oh, okay, it can do a little bit more than that, where you can now generate a little bit longer length articles, right? The issue though is the crux of the matter. Let's look at the future. Let's look at the next 2-3 years down the line. Where's the money? The money is going to be in automation, and where AI will actually replace certain tasks which are very mundane in nature. Think of it like this. Think of it like sales, right? Think of it like customer support. I'll put CS here for customer support. Think of it, these tasks, right? What's happening right now? Let's talk about it in real time. What's happening with these tasks right now is that literally, right now, you have people where there's not enough people to even fulfill these tasks. Like, think of it this way, right? If I'm a business, right, and let's say I'm a business, and let's raise this one right here. So if I'm a business and I want to generate revenue, I want to generate more revenue, right? Let's say I'm a dentist, chiropractor, I'm a small business owner, medium-sized business owner, I want service provider or whatever. Let's look at it, right? You can maybe have staff working for you from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., right? This is generally the terms, right? Whichever part of the world they're in, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then you got Mondays to Fridays, right? Mondays to Fridays. So that means basically that there is a gap in between, and let me know in the chat box if you agree with me on this, the gap in between where from 6 p.m. all the way to, let's say, 8:59 a.m. every day, and also from basically, and this is basically Monday to Fridays, right? And then also there's a gap, if you think about it, right, from, if you will, Saturdays and Sundays, right? And the problem is that we are human beings. We have family, we have commitments, we have things to do, right? And we want to take off, we want to go to the church, we want to go religious activities, whatever you want to do on Sundays. You don't want to go sit there and do that. And that's the same case with employees, staff, and everything else for people. And also that's the same case in terms of things for automations and stuff like that. You want somebody to sit and send emails for you. You want to have somebody book appointments for you. You want to have somebody negotiate sales for you. There's this here. So where's the future headed? The future is headed to where we automate these tasks using AI, specifically to generate needle moving tasks. What I mean by that is generating you revenue, generating you more leads, more sales, and that sort of thing. Okay, does that make sense? Let me know in the chat box if I'm making sense here, right? Because this is very, very important. Okay, so Terry was saying, yeah, I hate when businesses are closed on weekends. It's not even about that too, right, Terry? It's like basically understanding that when you think about it, the biggest issue right now, right, that I'm noticed as well, it's like people want something instantly. We've gone into that Amazon model where people want stuff shipped in a day, in a few hours. People want everything instantly, right? Like they want instant food delivered. They want everything instantly. So the point is that somebody gets an idea to buy your product or service. It's no longer where, oh, this person is going to shut shop at 4 p.m. today. I'm just going to go contact them 9 a.m. tomorrow. They're just going to contact a competitor. As simple as that, right? So that's what future AI will do. Does that make sense? This is what we are trying to automate. This is really what we want to look at in the future. Okay, does that make sense? Because I want to make sure that you understand where you have to focus your efforts on, because if you don't do that, then I mean, it's not going to get you the great results that you need, right? So now I'll go into the nitty-gritty details of it right now, and obviously I'm going to simplify things for you and stuff like that, but I wanted to actually announce the first $100 winner right now, just for attending. So let me pick one from the comments box right here, actually. So let me see somebody here, like I'm just picking the comments here, I'm just checking your comments here. And again, from the chat box, I'm going to be picking some winners, okay? 3 people today, okay? 3 people in particular that I'm going to be announcing and awarding prizes and stuff like that, okay? Is that cool? All right, so let's see here. And again, this is going to be transparent, whoever the winner is, right? So here we go. Right. So again, all of this is random. I'm just checking the comment section and my team is just sending that over to me. And again, this is going to be interactive and all that kind of good stuff, right? All right. So here we go. See, the first $100 winner is, here we go. All right. Terry Ivers. Right, Terry, your first $100 winner. I'll actually note your name down, by the way, here, so I'll make a note. So congrats to you, Terry. You are our first $100 winner just for attending here this live stream. So Let me actually note you down here so I can contact you. So I'll be getting in touch with you. My team will get in touch with you for giving $100. Okay. By the way, Terry is a real person, folks, who are here. And again, any other people, I'll be announcing 2 more winners just for attending here. Okay. And of course, I'm going to be giving away some cool content and bonuses and prices and that sort of thing. Now, a couple of things real quick while I'm getting there. Am I making sense so far? Let me know in chat box, because I'm going to go a step further than this, how we can actually help businesses, every business, regardless of what industry they're in, what area they're in, and all that kind of good stuff, right? I'm going to show you how we can help with that, okay? Now, again, in saying that, just a quick point. I want you to take a screenshot of the screen right now that I'm going to do, because I'm going to be moving on to another point. Like now, okay, so people do the screenshot, that's great. So now this is what I wanted to kind of automate things for you, right? So check this out. So if we can get a actual living, breathing spokesperson using the power of AI, that could really help us, right? So I'll give you some case studies and some things like that today on how we can go in and really leverage this and go and take it to the next level. And I'm seeing, whenever I'm turning here, I'm checking your comments, by the way, okay? Just so you know. All right, so the point is that if you could have a real spokesperson, living, breathing spokesperson, and also a living, breathing AI, human bot, so to speak, who can actually perform real tasks like booking appointments and generating revenue, negotiating and getting you sales. But more importantly, customized, okay, to every single business. This is the problem with ChatGPT and content generation systems out there, is that you have to manually actually prod it or prompt it, so to speak, to get you the actual results. And people don't have the time. Think of it a business owner, right? Like a dentist or a plastic surgeon or whoever it might be. They don't have the time to go sit in front of ChatGPT and like, oh, can I get more leads for my business? Can you set up, how do I get some appointment booking systems set up? Oh, by the way, I want to set up this extra thing. They don't have the time, right? So instead, what they say is like, look, I want to click my finger like so, and then tap something, and I want to get it done, right? This is the closest thing to that. Think of it like, let's say, for example, they have a sales agent or like a appointment booking system built in that they're paying a monthly fee. And also they have an assistant, like a virtual assistant picking up, or even like a real secretary, right? Picking up the phone and then, setting up the appointments and all that. They could use something like this, what I'm about to show you, to actually automate the entire process. And it actually gets quantifiable results. Let me be very clear so I understand, and I'll repeat this process one more time, right? I'm trying to stress this point. It is cool to put a bunch of text on ChatGPT and get a bunch of text back, right? It's cool. But will that actually get us results? So let's say, for example, and I'll show you a real life example of this so that you can understand this and you can play around with me on this. And again, we can walk around together on this, right? So that way, obviously you and I can work on this together. The point is, like, if you check ChatGPT or other tools out there, right? Like, the problem is that no matter what we try to do with this, right? It always, like, no matter it's 3 GPT-3, GPT-4 or whatever, the problem is people don't have the actual, let me explain this in real deal. People don't have like the, let's see here. Let me present you this. People don't have the time to actually prod it to give you results, right? So for example, let's talk about natural language based systems here, okay? So this is the strategy that I've been using, and I'm getting really good results as well with clients and even for my own business. So let's check this out. So I'm into the ChatGPT system, right? This is what everybody's talking about, so-called marketers. They say, go to a plastic surgeon, and the plastic surgeon would have the time to say, ChatGPT, you are awesome. Can you book me appointments, right? If you say this, right? They'll be like, oh, I'm glad you think I'm awesome. But as an AI language model, I don't have the ability to directly interact with the internet, access external databases, or interact with your personal data until and unless it's shared in the format that I want. However, I can certainly help guide you through the process. This is the problem, right? And I've done some campaigns with this system, and behind the scenes, you can see it, right? If I say, no, generate me more leads, right? So if I say like, no, I don't want it this way. No, generate me more leads, please. Like you would go to a friend and ask this question, right? And again, I have the latest GPT-4 model, not even GPT-3 or whatever, right? It only gives me tips. This is the issue, okay? This is what I'm trying to explain to you. Everybody is just talking about this, but they don't understand the bigger picture here. Nobody cares about content if it does not generate them revenue. Does that make sense? Right? If you can, I could sit here and generate all this content here, but at the end of the day, let's think about it, right? In real practical terms, let's say you have an e-commerce business. What am I going to do with this content? I still have to implement things, right? What am I going to do? Let's say if I'm a service provider, what am I going to do with this content? It does not move the needle enough. Does that make sense? So let's say I have a limited amount of time. I want to grow my business, my brand or whatever. I cannot grow it doing this process here, right? Like you go in, you just look at it practically speaking, like, right? And this is the basic problem here, right? Like I'm seeing, like I was saying exactly, that nothing makes sense, right? Right? Big picture thinking, right? I'm seeing basically, info doesn't do anything. Gene says basically painting contractor. Let's say that's the business I want to go into. Let's say it's a painting contractor, right? Somebody comes in and paints houses. Do you think they're going in there and they're like, oh, you're awesome. Can you tell me how I can get more leads for my painting business? They're like, can you just book appointments for me? Can you just get me something that I can see quantifiable results with? Okay. So for that to happen, think of it this way, right? You have to think of it like where AI is headed, not where it's today. Okay. Let me give you where I learned this. Jeff Bezos from Amazon and some of the other most successful people, why did they succeed so greatly, right? They made billions of dollars, right? The secret is they didn't do what everybody else is talking. The way you're going to succeed exponentially, and I'm telling you as somebody who's done well over $100 million in revenue the last 10 plus years, I've been doing this stuff full time, right? Is that you have to be where, and Wayne Gretzky, a Canadian, right? Wayne Gretzky, the greatest hockey player of all time, he also said the same thing. It's like to get results and to really, really be the greatest ever, you should actually not think about where the puck is, meaning you're playing the hockey, where the puck is right now. You got to think where the puck will be and actually go there ahead of time, right? And so this is what the greats do. So meaning in coming to AI or Amazon, it's not about what it is today. You have to think where the future is, okay? And that gap, you see that gap between where we are at present to where the future is, that is where the majority of the money is made, okay? And there's so many examples I can give you, but for the sake of time, I'm just gonna simplify this in real time. But the point is, this is not where the future is. Generating a bunch of content. It's great. I mean, it has some use cases like copywriting, use cases like writing emails and stuff like that, or rewriting certain things, right? Content ideas. But overall, like let's look at the bigger elephant in the room, so to speak. People want AI to do tasks for them, whether it's customer support, whether it is actually doing sales for them, appointment booking, right? Selling products and services, navigating through the process, right? And if you can do that, and you can do that consistently, nobody can stop you. Nobody can take away results from you. Does that make sense? Because I'm going to be taking your questions right now because it's very, very important. You have to understand this, right? And like Daryl was saying this as well. Travis was saying this. I get you. This is why I'm making it as interactive as possible, right? We have to go where things will be, not follow the trend. Absolutely. And this is why a lot of times, right, you're not getting the results that you deserve, okay? And I've seen this even with the most successful people that you probably bought products from in the past. They are actually trend followers. They're not actually people who are looking into the future. There's a reason why that's happening, right? And sometimes, right, when you take a risk this way, you can get exponential returns, but also maybe things don't pan out. But what I'm saying is that if you believe that AI is the future, let's look at it 2 years down the line, right? And be prepared today so they are positioned for success where everybody will be coming to you because now you're the subject expert. Now you're the person that can solve their issues. Does that make sense? So that's the idea. So just again, one final funny thing I'm going to do, right? So I'm going to say, I want you to actually do the work. Please book me more appointments, right? She'll say, I'm sorry for any misunderstanding, but as an artificial intelligence model developed by OpenAI, I don't have the capability to directly interact, right, and do stuff. I can only provide you advice. All right. It's like this, right? Now you go to a personal trainer and the personal trainer says to lose weight or whatever, right? They're like, okay, I cannot actually work with you and give you workouts and stuff like that to work on. All I can give you is advice on what you need to eat and stuff like that, and you're on your merry way. Then you're like, I could do that by searching Google and stuff like that. Why would I need a personal trainer and pay a premium amount? Like, it's like going to, say, for example, let's say somebody who does nutritional consulting, like how to improve your diet and stuff like that. And they say, oh, I'm so sorry, I cannot personalize things for you because at the end of the day, I wrote a book. All I'm going to do is regurgitate what I wrote in my book, and you just go and do it, right? It's not going to be personalized to their issue and their actual solution to their problems, right? So that's where I want to solve that to you today, so you're positioned for success in the long run. Okay, so I'm going to go in depth and show you some case studies of this, so that way you can actually implement this and actually you can succeed with this. And of course, I'm going to be giving away some prizes and stuff like that. But just please understand that at the end of the day, the only way to succeed with AI, not just now, but in the long run, is think of AI as actual virtual assistant. Somebody who's getting smarter with time. Somebody is actually performing real tasks. Somebody is actually filling in for the weekends or the longer hours. Somebody doesn't eat, sleep, and drink water, whatever, right? So at the end of the day, that means effectively you have multiple actual tasks being done. Tasks is where the future is, not content, not text, not even if you say video is the future, it's always was. But realistically speaking, if you can actually say, for example, give the right video at the right time to the right person for them to watch, they're more likely to take action from that video than just creating a video and hoping and praying for somebody to watch it. Does that make sense? So let's do that right now, step by step. Okay, so we have and I created our great newest technology. So this one right here, the Superman costume that and I'm going to be giving away this swag, by the way, to those who want this. Let me know in the chat box. I wanna some of you folks, if you like it, I can ship this over to you as well, which I'm kind of doing for fun in our Facebook group and stuff like that. All right. So let's just jump in here real quick. All right. So it's going to be a lot of fun and all that. All right. So let me add this right here. All right, excellent. So you see this, right? Let me show you an example of this in real time, how we can do this. Now, the first question is, you see her there. She has emotion, she's moving her hands. And then there's also one important thing there. She's instantly responding with audio, okay? She's instantly responding with audio, with voice. And you can change the voices in any language, any description, whatever. And more importantly, she's a data-trained human bot. What does that mean exactly? It means, let's say, for example, right? You are a personal trainer. You could say everything that you've ever written, that personal trainer, everything that they've ever spoken to, everything that they've ever audio they recorded. I'll talk about that as we go along. That can be memorialized as well, if you will, and actually have it fed, right? Then you train her or anybody. We have multiple other options, male, female, different ethnicities and all that, to actually think, talk, and actually react and answer questions, close sales, just like that personal trainer would. So it's customized. Put it in this case, it's a dentist, right? So I'll show you the dentist example in just a second. Like, imagine you have a dentist and you give that dentist's working hours. There, some dentists are cosmetic dentists, right? Some people are not just cosmetic dentists. Some folks are also actually dental surgeons. So they mean actually, so if somebody's actually whitening teeth, that's cosmetic dentistry. Somebody's actually performing surgery like root canal or whatever, that's a surgeon, right? Dental surgeon. It's not for cosmetic stuff, but it's actually for solving issues. Different people have different actual purposes. An actual dental surgeon has a lot of emergency stuff to deal with, while a cosmetic dentist may not have emergencies to deal with. It's nice to have kind of thing. You need to feed the bot, right, that kind of data so it can react and answer, right? So that can be in the form of PDF, it can be text, URLs even, right? I'll show you that in just a second. And that way, when it feeds off of this information, it gets smarter and smarter with time. Okay, are you following along with me? So that means when somebody comes and says, "You look, I want to get my teeth whitened," or "Hey, like I want to get my root canal done," right? Is it like a serious thing? Like, how long do I have from the point where I have to get my root canal done, and getting an appointment versus having nerve damage in my teeth? That's an urgent question, right? People don't have time in that case, and somebody should answer that. Now, let's say they're getting extreme pain in their teeth, and they have to get their root canal done. It's 9 p.m. at night. nobody's there to pick up the phone call. That's the difference between that actual, dentist in this case getting that lead versus not getting the lead. Does that make sense? That's the difference, right? That could be worth a lot of money to not getting anything, right? Somebody's calling on a Saturday night or on a Sunday, right? They might come in on Monday, but they want somebody to reassure them, look, I have the appointment coming in on Monday, just book it in, we'll go check you out, right? That is how this is. That is a living, breathing, so to speak, almost, right? A virtual agent and a virtual human bot doing all the work, right? And it only gets smarter and smarter with time, the more questions it gets, right? Pretty awesome, right? So that's the other one, right? So yeah, Ned was saying, right, maxillofacial surgery, absolutely, right? That's more of an urgent scenario, right? So this is how you have to do. This way you can actually help, like Travis was saying here, small businesses thrive. Yeah, it's getting tougher and tougher for small businesses, right now in this economy where big businesses are surviving and thriving too, because they get all the market share. The more or less they have oligopolies, right? That's another discussion later on, but they got all the market share. Small businesses, it's much harder to raise capital right now. Interest rates are much higher now and all that. So therefore, they need this little assistance, and you can provide it. And even if you are a coach, consultant, author, right? Think of it this way: if you've ever written a book, if you've ever published an audiobook, if you ever, for example, spoken anything that you've ever written online, any stuff that you've done, imagine having the bot train on that, and then actually not only train on that, but instantly speak, respond to questions, react and think and act like you. That is the beauty here. So let me show you the real case study right now. So I'm going to zoom in the screen so you can see it even better. All right. So let's do that.
Paul.
It's instant, right? Let's give it a real test. So my question is, I want to get my teeth whitened, but I'm worried about gum damage. Would a dentist be able to assist with it? This is a real question a real prospect would be asking.
Yes, a dentist would be able to help you with teeth whitening and ensure that your gums are not damaged during the process. In fact, it is always recommended to consult with a dentist before undergoing any teeth whitening treatment.
The next cool feature is that we have document training, as you can see here. So I've added in, for the same dental clinic here, their PDF document about their frequently asked questions and that sort of thing, and also the URL here where shows what services they offer, hours of operation, and that sort of thing. And all I have to do is, once I've done that, this will actually train from this data and make the AI personal assistant actually understand the business better and perform real tasks and also answer questions pertinent to the business. So for example, if I type in hours of operation, so basically what are your hours of operation, and then check this out.
The hours of operation are from 8 a.m. to 12 a.m. every day of the week, including statutory holidays.
Where did she get all this information from? Well, I just gave this the contact us page and other website information here. As you can see, gave a phone number and the hours of operation. So as you can see here, it's 8 a.m. to 12 a.m. Monday to Sunday, as it's an emergency dental clinic that is there specifically for emergencies. So it learns from this data and not just contact us, it can go beyond that as well. Let me give you an example. As you can see here, there's tons of templates here. For example, launching an application, appointment booking, conference registration, customer acquisition, customer support, getting people on a mailing list, offering coupon codes. All these can intelligently do off of any data source, off of any documents, knowledge bases, and all that, but also smart. So it'll go beyond just the documentation as well. So it can actually answer real facts because using generative AI to do the intelligent answering, and it only gets smarter and smarter with time. Example, let's say we want to do restaurant table reservations, right? Just click on that, load that in, and then you go into any of the campaigns here, like what you see here. You see this, it does all the actual flow for you for the table bookings and all that. You can even add actions here. Now, let me show you a real life campaign. So I created a campaign called Outdoor Store Discount Coupon and an Outdoor Store Discount Coupon with email. So the workflow for this one, how this works is that somebody comes in to a website of an outdoor or camping gear kind of store, like what I'm going to show you in just a second. And then they enter their email asking for a coupon. We capture their email lead and then we send them an email with the coupon. Now, when this is captured, it can also be sent into an autoresponder or let's say a CRM system or whatever it might be, MailChimp, or it could be any autoresponder system you're using. It could be Salesforce, it could be anything, HubSpot, whatever you want to use, right? And so let me show you a live demonstration of how a campaign like this one would work. All right, so in this example, let me put my name in here.
Glad you are here, Paul. Can I offer you a special discount coupon for an all online purchases? Great! We'd also like to email you some bonuses and updates. What is your email address?
All right, so let me just put in my email address. I'll just put in some demo one right now.
Thanks, Paul. Please check your inbox. We sent you an email with the coupon code, bonuses, and updates to your support at HumanBot.io. The code is outdoor if you want to use it right. Happy adventuring!
Now let's see if that email came through. All right, so let me log into the email account right now, and then let's see if it came in. And by the way, you can do it for all kinds of cool things. You can do it for appointment booking, calendars, you can do anything you can imagine, and it will do that automatically. Next, we have automatic location detection technology, where you can reach global audiences just from the location that they're reaching out your website or your human bot from. So for example, somebody from Mexico will automatically be shown a human bot who's speaking in real life, lip sync and with real life audio and real life interaction in Spanish, even if you trained that whole thing with your own data set, which is, let's say, your own URL or your own PDF or whatever it might be that you uploaded to get it to understand in English. It still translates itself behind the scenes. So that, for example, means that if somebody landing from French, it'll be in French. If somebody's landing from France, for example, if somebody's from Germany, it's going to be German. That sort of thing. Let me show you an example. So a lot of detect, and let's say it converts it into Spanish once I change the IP address here.
Hola, vemos que eres de Canadá. Tenemos muchos clientes de esa zona. Mi nombre es Tony. Soy un asistente de chat de IA capacitado en datos. Puedes preguntarme cualquier cosa sobre HumanBot. Interactúa conmigo si tienes preguntas sobre HumanBot u otros productos de Paul Ponna. ¿Cómo te llamas?
Okay, I'm gonna say my name is Jeff.
Bienvenido, Jeff. Si está listo para comprar, use el cupón HumanBot para obtener $32 de descuento en un plan ilimitado. Puede comunicarse con nosotros en cualquier momento por problemas de facturación, reembolsos, preguntas o problemas de pago.
Pretty powerful, right? It's incredible. So this is how it can basically speak in any language. As you can see here, you can actually even have your users, whoever lands on any page, actually come in and, basically toggle through all these other languages as well. We're always adding more of them as well. Pretty awesome. So that way you have a human bot train on your data, speaking any language you desire. So let's go a little bit in depth on this thing, okay? What do you mean by cloning yourself, duplicating yourself, and training from your own data? What this really means is that you can feed it, okay? You can feed it anything you wish. You can feed it documents, URLs, website URLs, and also, for that matter, I'll also give you a bonus today where you can even feed it MP3 files of any kind of, for example, anything you ever said, anything you've ever spoken about, anything you've ever really written, or anything you've ever really done as a video as well. I have a special bonus I'm going to be giving away today for free, where you can actually have any video you have transcribed, any audio you have transcribed, and do that all for free, and then feed the data to HumanBot. Okay, it's going to be mind-blowing, because that way then you can literally clone yourself, duplicate yourself just with a couple of clicks. Let me give you an example here. I am in the main HumanPal website, so it's asking me for my name or something like that. You can give it your name here. So let's just say, I'm just gonna say Jacob is my name.
Welcome, Jacob. If you are ready to purchase, use coupon HumanBot to get $32 off on an unlimited. You can reach out to us at any time for billing issues, refunds, questions, or payment issues.
So I've zoomed this in a little bit so that it's easier. But anyway, let's ask a question. How can HumanBot help me generate more leads and book appointments, right? And then it can be any data, really.
HumanBot can assist in generating more leads and booking appointments by automating leads generation, maximizing table bookings, booking appointments, and inviting visitors to make reservations or book large parties. It can also collect pre-qualified leads in chat with high purchase intent to maximize revenues.
Check this out. So you can even ask, like, is there a money back guarantee? with HumanBot, right? Simple.
Yes, HumanBot offers a 30-day money-back guarantee.
Awesome. So are there any upsells with HumanBot, right?
No, there are no upsells or hidden costs with HumanBot.
See, it's actually trained from my data that I've given. So basically, you can go a step further than I'll get to that in just a second. And the beauty is you can put the same trained human bot in any website, right? You can put one for the members area, one for, let's say, for example, in the same website, you can have one in the members area, one in sales page, landing page, one in maybe contact us page. You can have different human bots and different ways trained off of different data too, if you want to. And also, there's another cool thing here. See how I did it here? I put document training, and then I basically put like different documents here for HumanBot, like the frequently asked questions and that sort of thing. And I've also given it, for example, as you can see here, pre-launch, and then I've given you some other stuff, and you can add another URL or document specifically, and we're adding different document types as well as we go along. So it's super, super powerful, right? And that means the data, it's training off of this, and the beauty is it gets smarter with time, because once it understands the context, it can answer questions, because now it knows what HumanBot does. It can answer those questions. So it can work for e-commerce websites. It can work for different use cases. I'll get to that in just a second. So not only can you now duplicate yourself, where you can give your HumanBot perfect memory, everything you've ever seen, spoken, talked about, any speech you've given, any webinar you've done, anything literally that you've done. Isn't that pretty powerful? Just think about it, right? Now, I'm seeing some questions. Let's answer them right out of the gate, because it's very important. I want to make this as interactive as possible, right? So Johnny was asking, the pitch is kind of high. Can you reduce the sound and speed the pitch and tone of the HumanBot? Yes. So you can actually change the voice. You can add emotional voices. You can have happy, sad, conversational chat, all that stuff. I'll just show you that in just a second as we go along. Secondly, the other thing that you could do is also you can change the vocal, right? The accents and stuff like that, and languages and stuff like that too. It all depends, right? You want somebody who's more excited, somebody's more conversational, you can do that too. You can change the clothing styles too, by the way. You can add different clothing styles, like, let's say, for example, medical gear, scrubs, you can have suits, casual wear, construction wear, that kind of thing, right? You can do that too. So there's a lot of customizations. Now that question is, because there's a lot of customization as shown, like there's a lot of preset campaigns specific to certain industries, and there's also flexibility as well in customization as well on how you can add it and make it relevant to different industries. Like, for example, right, you need to have the HumanBot to understand that it is an appointment booking system in particular, specifically geared to, let's say, businesses that require appointments, right? Service providers, more or less, right? And then secondly, if it's an e-commerce business, it's not appointment booking that is the critical factor. The bot needs to know that. So you can make it rigid or flexible. In other words, you can make it think on its own and be intelligent kind of thing. Or the other option is you can actually make it really, really in terms of specific structure you want to add. Say, for example, you can add triggers, keyword triggers, like every time somebody says this, respond this and continue the flow that way. Or you can have certain systems in place where you can add quizzes, you can add questions and multiple choice questions and answers. You can do all that. I'll get to that in just a second, but that flexibility is there as well. Now, the beauty of this process is, like, if you're a coach, consultant, author too, not just an agency or consultant, right? Let's say you can now basically feed it information on stuff that you've done in terms of stuff you've written and all that kind of stuff, or transcribe videos that you've done. I'll show you that in just a second. I'm going to give you a software which does that too, so that it's all included. Now, the advantage with that is now basically it understands, thinks like you, has perfect memory. Think of it like everything you've ever written is now actually understood by the bot. And the beauty is this is 100% secure and private, okay? So all of the data is going to be with your campaigns, okay? So it's all going to be with your campaigns and specific to that, okay? So that's the other one. Now, the other question that came in, okay, can this work with affiliate marketing? So as one of the top affiliate marketers, if not the number one affiliate marketer in many verticals, the way this would work for affiliate marketing, and I'll get to that, but I have a 6-week training session on this as well, is that it allows you with affiliate marketing. Imagine this, right? What is the difference in an agency and an affiliate marketing? An agency stuff where you're consulting and you're actually providing this as a service to clients and stuff like that, regardless which part of the world they're in. That is where you're telling them, look, you can put this on your website and then you can get more leads and more sales and more revenue, more appointments and all that stuff, right? Automatically. That's a proven thing too, because it's going to reduce the bounce rates when people land on the website and all that. But let's talk about something more practical in terms of affiliate marketing. With affiliate marketing, you're promoting somebody else's product. Let's say you're promoting HumanBot itself, right? Let's say, right? Let's say as an affiliate. Now, what happens here is that you need somebody to understand the power of HumanBot, right? So now imagine if whatever I'm doing right now, this presentation I'm doing right now, you fed it to the HumanBot and it understood this, exactly what to answer, what questions to answer and all that. Somebody comes into a landing page, right? That could be a simple opt-in page, ClickFunnels page, WordPress page, Kajabi page, doesn't matter, Wix. It works with all page builders or every website, WordPress or website builder, funnel builder, or membership site builder. It can even work behind a paywall or even in the front page, right? So it works both ways. But imagine that, right? Like you do both of them, regardless of what you do. Now, when somebody comes in and they get their questions answered, it's almost like an interactive thing. You and I both know that if we could have an interactive system where somebody actually took their phone and called you, let's say, right? And or spoken or chatted with you and they have specific questions that they can get answered, they'll buy, right? So similarly for affiliate marketing, when you can have questions answered, get people to, generate leads with them, get those leads to get into your autoresponder sequence automatically. We also what you use, what autoresponder system you use, right? That is where you can grow your affiliate marketing business. Okay, it's a good question. And this is the reason why every single business requires a human bot. Does that make sense? Regardless if they're a service provider, e-commerce, whoever it might be, every single business requires a human bot. Okay. Now, I know some people are joining in just now and they're asking me, like, where can I get this human bot? Like, it sounds awesome. So right now, real quick, before I get into the nitty gritty details, how it works and answer some questions, we're running like a special lifetime deal, unlimited access account of human bot. That means that you can put this on unlimited pages. It can handle unlimited traffic, and also you can do unlimited campaigns. And also you can work with unlimited clients, right? You want to work with unlimited clients. And also on top of that, you can remove the HumanBot branding as well. Put your own branding powered by your company, right? So that way, when you put it up on a dentist website, other competitors will see, whoa, they put this up. What is this? They come in, they land on your website, and they feel like you worked and you developed this whole technology. And then they'll say, can you put it up on my website too? And then now you can have more clients coming in, right? So you can provide this as a service as well. And that's the beautiful part. And I've seen this work extremely well across the board. So this is the beauty here, right? So now let me talk about this idea of duplicating yourself. What that means is, and this is for every business owner, not just you. That's the key part, because you can build unlimited campaigns. And you can go there right now, by the way, to get HumanBot at humanbot.io/yes. That's the special link. And we'll be closing this on a lifetime deal, unlimited access account later on. What we're planning on doing in the next few days is we're going to close this down. And then we're going to have add-ons for everything. So if somebody wants to remove the branding, they have to pay more money. Somebody wants to create more campaigns, they got to pay more money. And we're going to put limits on traffic. So somebody's running a Black Friday deal and they're expected to get 50,000 visitors. They're going to have to pay for every increment of 1,000 visitors. You don't have to worry about all that because we want to give back to our customers like yourself, who are valued people, who are actually, everybody who's in this live stream is a customer of ours. I'm not giving it to anybody else. So that means we want to give back to you in a big way. So you can go to that link and then get access right away. But I'm here to answer all your questions too, by the way. So now let's coming back to this point about cloning any businesses, right? So the biggest problem that I've seen, right? And not just now, but across the board, really, to be fair, the problem I've seen is that a lot of us, right, we have emotions, right, where we bring our own emotions, past experiences and stuff like that into the picture most of the time. What that means is that, like, if we try to, say, for example, negotiate a prospect, converting that prospect into a sale, it didn't work out 3 times, 4th time, don't want to wake up from bed to do it. We try to have a conversation, right, with a business owner, and then have them put up something like this on their website or their business, and then 3 or 4 people said no, then even if one person said yes and you got success, you're like, oh, I had to go through 5 rejections. Instead, what if one business owner puts it on their website, right? And then they can get lead sales or whatever it might be. Powerful, right? Just think about it, right? So that way, everybody else, their competitors, will see it and they're like, oh, this is a cool thing. Why don't I have it? And now you can get those clients automatically, right? Just through word of mouth, stuff like that. So this is where the future is. Okay. Now, the other question is, right, which is Derek was asking, will this integrate with other products? Good question. Yes, it does. And I'll talk about that specifically, how it exactly integrates in just a second. And the another question is the HumanBot branding option. So yeah, you have the ability to either put HumanBot branding, right, and then push it as an affiliate marketer and get commissions with HumanBot. That's only for folks where we have an invite-only affiliate program that you can get access to as a customer of HumanBot. Now, you can do that, or you can actually remove the branding and put your own custom branding. So that means it says powered by your website or whatever. That's something you're offering right now as well. It's a special deal that we're giving in. Now, another question is, and can you put link in the chat? Yes, 100%. You can put videos, links. I'll show you that in real time in just a second. Links, videos. You can even have audios. You could have buttons, so people can click on a button and go there. And you can have a lot of interactivity there. No problems at all, right? And the other question was link to purchase. Where do I get it? Where do I get it? This looks awesome. So that's the link. You see that? HumanBot.io/YES. Yes. So I'm going live on both our Facebook group and also our YouTube group. So that's why I'm doing that, right? Now, another question is, which is a really good question. Can HumanBot interact with backend systems? Great question. Yes, we have integrations with a lot of platforms behind the scenes, and we can add more in depending on the roadmap, because we have a successful roadmap where you can have a lot of things where you can work with your, let's say you have autoresponder like MailChimp. You want to integrate with that? Yes, it works. Stuff like that, right? If you use, let's say, for example, some email marketing platform or text messaging platform, it works with all of them, right? So yeah, we have that as well. It works, right? Now, another question is basically, which is a good question. So platforms like these, right? Like ClickFunnels, Go High Level, Kajabi, and all that. Yes, it works with all platforms. We've tested it. All you have to do is you just copy and paste the code that HumanBot does, creates for you, and then it will work. Just as simple as that. And the beauty is, even if sometimes you go to a client, right? And if that client says like, okay, show me how this looks like, we create something called an instant link, where you can do that too. So that instant link too can work just fine. So meaning you don't even have to actually have that person copy paste it in the back end. You can just basically show them a live demo. We can show that too. We have instant links that you can create for demo purposes to a client, how it will appear, how the data works, how it's trained, and all that kind of good stuff. All right. So now let's get to the next meat of the part, right? Because this is really, really powerful as you can imagine, right? So now this is what I was trying to get at. You see this part right here? Like you see that? Right? See that? So this is what I was meaning. You can put videos, you can put questions and stuff like that. Yes, no. You can put buttons, you can put URLs there like you see there. You can also, as you can see here, you can create your own flow if you want, or keep it automatic. It's fully smart, can react, act, and do things on its own, right? Pretty powerful. So yeah, you have options to do stuff like what I'm showing you right now. Now, another thing, Marcy, welcome. I'm glad you're in. But anyway, so you can see, you can do all this. You can add video as well, embeds and stuff like that, right? And can you add this to a LinkedIn post? A very good question. Robert was asking. Yes. So we create a instant link you can share that you can actually send, and people can actually check it from LinkedIn or social media and stuff like that, like a URL. Click on it, it'll open up the HumanBot, and then it'll open up the window. People can interact and do all kinds of cool things there, right? Now, another question Fidelis was asking is, if someone were to put this on a Shopify store, can you delay when the bot appears when they're about to exit their page? Excellent question. Yes, I'll show you that in just a second as we go along, right? So the idea is that you have options where it can only do, opens up with an exit. It will only, you can do it where you can actually do it where it opens up after 5 seconds. You can do it where it only shows the human with emotions and hand movements and stuff speaking, or you can, you also can do it in such a way where, for example, you can do a pre-existing setup, like a pre-existing flow, or you can make it fully smart. There's a lot of choices and flexibilities, because I've seen every business has a different requirement, right? That's why we put all those flexibilities in place. I'll show you that as we go along. The point is that when you have such flexibility, sometimes people actually get confused, right? Complicates things. So my point is that I've owned successful e-commerce sites. I owned and consulted, right? I own my own agency consulting business where I've consulted other businesses and stuff like that. And I've done it in real time, right? I've sold my own products and services. I have websites generating hundreds of thousands of visitors every single month, millions even, websites generating millions in revenue even. The point is that when you'll have this stuff. We incorporate different things for different use cases. An e-commerce business would not have the same need as, say, for example, a service provider, like a chiropractor, for example, right? E-commerce business has to sell a product right away. Similarly, let's say, for instance, in the case of an affiliate marketer will not have the same requirement as, let's say, for example, somebody like a brick and mortar business, right? Restaurant, completely different verticals, industry. So yeah, you have the flexibility. Good question, by the way. And yeah, you can, as you can see, create quizzes, surveys. You can do interactive learning for students. You can even create your own AI coach, mentor, or teacher in any language too. Powerful. I'm actually working on that right now. I'll show you that demo in our training sessions coming up. It's 1 week of that training. I have 6 weeks of bonus training that's coming in. So that basically that's for free. And then the beauty with that is that one of the weeks is going to be all about how I am feeding all the information that of mine, and you can chat with somebody who thinks like me, actually, writes like me, that sort of thing. So that way you have like me as your mentor, and I can charge money for that. Similarly, you have influencers and fitness trainers, and let's say you have coaches, consultants, authors. It wouldn't be cool, instead of telling somebody to buy a book or something which is not as interactive, having somebody actually chatting with you, right? Or chatting with, for that matter, somebody chatting with some knowledge base that you put together, right? Whether it's customer support or sales or whatever it is. That's the other beautiful part here. So it is where every business requires this. Just like every business requires video in their arsenal, because they have to create videos to reach people, because 95% of all content consumed online, more than 90% is video now, right? Similarly, exactly, everybody requires a human bot, right? You see that? Everybody requires one. The reason why they require one is simply because it's actually the future, right? It's going to position you better. Okay, hope that makes sense. Now, another question was, again, you can keep posting questions, I'll get to that, but let me show you now how this part works, okay? This is a good question too. Can you sync with calendar to set appointments like auto booking? Yes. This can work both ways. We have a built-in calendar system that books appointments and all that, or you can integrate it with like stuff like Calendly and some other systems out there. You know what I mean? Appointment booking systems. You have both options available that you would, or Google Calendar for that matter, Google Spreadsheets, stuff like that. Okay. You have that as well. A good question that came in is, when does the 6-week training? This is folks who already seen this before, where I'm giving that 6-week training. When does it start? It's starting in a few days. Okay, I'll give you a notification that we want you to actually study the tutorials and get up to speed with it, because we just launched HumanBot, right? All right, so let's get rolling here, right? Because we have some really cool information that I want to show you in real life demo. Because since I'm speaking, let me show it to you in its full glory, right? What all it can do and what all it can achieve. Again, because the thing is, right, and this is something that I've learned over the years, actual real use cases matter. It's not like, oh, it's so cool. No, it's like, can it generate me leads? Like, imagine, right? Like if I create quizzes, surveys, interactive learning for students, are students actually benefiting from it or not? Right? You see my point? Like, look at this. Let me put like a general question. You see that right there? I said, what is a chatbot? Right? That's a general question. It has nothing to do with HumanBot. It can have contextual linkages as well. So let me zoom in my screen and I'll show you what that contextual linkage means here, so you'll understand it in greater. HumanBot is just a random question. Let's see. And it's going to actually answer this question in real time for me.
HumanBot is a conversational AI that automates revenue-generating tasks and can be added to any website to automate lead generation, sales and marketing, customer support, and maximize table bookings and appointments. It responds to customer queries automatically and delivers personalized responses to boost engagement and sales. It is a type of chatbot.
See that? It actually says it is a type of a chatbot. So it's linking automatically, where chatbot equals HumanBot, and then it's linking it without me even having to feed it anything, ask any question. You see that? Super, super powerful, because sometimes, you may not have all the entire data or entire documentation or entire anything, right, about that topic. So it automatically connects things behind the scenes, and it's so smart enough that it understands all this stuff automatically behind the scenes, and you don't have to do anything extra here. And that's super, super powerful. And now you might be wondering, okay, is this something where I need to use this stuff in the to actually use OpenAI or some APIs and all this other stuff? So first of all, you do not need any OpenAI API key or anything, okay? Nothing. It's all inclusive. We pay for all the AI costs. whatever APIs are used behind the scenes, whatever large language models we are using, whatever systems that we are using behind the scenes, it's irrelevant because we will be paying those costs for you. You just sit tight, relax, and start training our AI to actually read your documents, become smarter with time, and actually respond and have it for different use cases. I'll give you a couple of use cases in just a second. But think of it, right? Isn't that incredible? Where we can do all that and you don't have to worry about, API costs and all this other mumbo jumbo stuff. Now, we do have enterprise options if you are an enterprise or you want to work with enterprises and that sort of thing, where in those cases, you can basically have an option to put in your own API key, or that enterprise, right, can also put in their own API key when it's large data beyond what a normal person would use, for example, right? So there is that option, but you don't need to do it. So you have flexibility. You want to use that, you do so, or just have it where we are paying everything on your behalf, not a single penny, nothing extra is needed from you. Again, super powerful. That means with no fear, you can create unlimited campaigns on unlimited websites, no limits on how many websites, what traffic some of these so-called, platforms charge for the traffic usage. Some of them say like, or X amount of words in a sense. No, you have basically, you can put multiple pages on the same site and even remove our branding. So let me show you how that works. So it'll just blow you away. You see here where we scroll down in the page here. So you see this right here. So powered by branding. Well, basically today, because there's not gonna be any upsells, downsells, cross sells, any of that mumbo jumbo stuff, you basically can remove the powered by HumanBot branding, and you can put custom, meaning your own. You can put none, so meaning you can even say powered by Acme bots or ABC bots or something. So that way people can come into your website and think that you basically are the one who built this system. It's as powerful, especially if you're an agency or consultant trying to do this stuff. It's much, much more powerful, as you can imagine, right? Now, that means effectively you can put custom here, put the company name and URL. So when somebody clicks on powered by your company, they come to your website, right? And then that will allow you more opportunities. You can then basically do consulting work and installation setup and all this other stuff and make more money as an agency or a consultant. All right, so pretty awesome stuff, right? So let me answer some questions that came in. So Marcus came in a little bit late. So Marcus asking, what visual characters are available, like African, Chinese? We have different ethnicities and we're adding more of them. This is another reason why you want to get in right now, because we have a roadmap. So like right now, we're working on about 20 different options right now, so we can prioritize different ones. So just so you understand how this works, so we are actually getting a camera crew. We have a camera equipment and stuff like that. We have real actors coming in, and there's a different process behind the scenes using AI and machine learning and all that. But in other words, we are licensing it from these real people to give their likeness and stuff like that. So we pay a lot of money for that. That means you will have exclusive rights to these folks. They'll not be available anywhere else. And it's not going to be, you're not going to have issues with like copyright and stuff like that. Okay. Very important. You understand that. Okay. More than the actual variety, which is obviously something you're going to be adding, and it's going to be free for you. You're not going to pay extra for it because we have a lifetime unlimited account, which means no upsells, no downsells, no cross sells, right? And you can do all that stuff again as that link that I put in there at humanbot.io/yes. You can get that all. No, literally no cross sells, nothing else extra to buy. There's no advanced training for you to buy. There's no advanced stuff there. Oh, you buy this extra thing and you get it. As I said, even the API stuff behind the scenes, like we are integrated with different large language models like OpenAI, Bard, Google Bard, and also Anthropic Claude and some other things, depending on different use cases, right? I am paying for all that on your behalf. You don't have to give your OpenAI key and then pay for the API stuff, or you don't have to give like Anthropic Claude or whatever it might be key where they charge you for generation stuff. It's not required. I'm paying out of my own pocket. That alone will save you tons of money and gives you more flexibility, right? Because you don't know what you need. Let me eat those costs, right? Because that alone is an insane amount of money, and I'm giving you one-time payment here for lifetime access. That's why it's very limited. It's not for everybody, right? And once we do it for everybody, they'll pay extra money. We have to do that. This is only for my customers who've been loyal with me, right? Now, this is the other question was, it's an amazing app. There's so many opportunities currently. Can imagine for how many what purposes HumanBot can be used. Thanks to the whole team. Appreciate you. Now, this is another reason why I'm going to be doing 6 weeks of workshop training. I'll talk about that in just a second, where we're going to be covering the different use cases. Okay. One of the differences that separates us from everybody else, right, in the industry is that what I do differently that compared to everybody else is that we provide a lot of training, and that's more important than the application itself, right? Majority of the time, right? So now, again, Suntara was saying branding removal is very generous indeed. Absolutely. I want to do that because, this is the thing. If I tell you, okay, go ahead, sell this as a service, and then it says powered by HumanBot in the bottom, and the chiropractor or dentist, you sold them for like $100 a month, right? To do that whole setup for them. The last thing they want is them coming to the HumanBot software and then thinking, why can't I just purchase directly from Paul, right? That we wanted to avoid. That's why you're getting access to that right now as we're doing this lifetime deal for a limited time. Once we remove it, it's gone forever. I just want you to understand this because we've done that in the past. People got angry. People are saying, whoa, Paul, like you removed it. You should have given me an option. Too bad. Okay. And we're going to be closing this deal down and everything's going to be an add-on based thing because that's how we have to make our money long-term, right? Now, another question is there was... MacDoom was asking, is there functionality to store the chat for future reference purposes? So all the projects that you're creating is loaded on a private, very secure, basically in this case as well, Amazon cloud servers. So what that effectively means is that it's scalable, meaning you're running 1,000 different chats and stuff. It'll be on different servers and stuff. I'll show you where they are. They're running right now like hundreds or not even thousands of servers. It's scalable as demand meets. That's the other one. And then the other thing as well, to answer your question is basically when you store the chats, it's also getting smarter with time. Okay, does that make sense? So that means the more information it gets, the more context it can do. There's something called long-term memory and short-term memory, right? So how AI, because I'm one of the pioneers of the AI space, how I've learned it, and we have very smart people, way smarter than me, who are doing this stuff in our team. Like one of them is a gold medalist in AI. One of them is one of the smartest people in PhD in AI, physics, machine learning, and stuff like that. So what he's told me is, this is inside scoop, right? So what happens is that, right, AI is a little bit different from a human being. So how human beings do, right? Like how we do is that if I tell you something, right? Like, okay, you need to remember this. Like HumanBot can create right now this deal, unlimited campaigns and unlimited websites. You're like, okay, that sounds cool. But you will not remember it until it's important for you, right? And then you forget it. And it goes into what we like to call short-term memory, not long-term memory. And then we cannot retrieve it because we forget it's not significant. It's somewhere in our brain. The way an AI works is that it has a very large long-term memory. And then it only requires small bunch of short-term memory in order to leverage that. So it's like this. If I showed you, like there's a saying, right? Bruce Lee said this, I fear the man or woman, right? Who's practiced 1,000 times one kick than 1,000 different kicks, right? Because why? They're the subject matter expert. Now, why do you fear that person? It's because they practice it so much that they're an expert in that one task. But similarly, what AI does not have that limitation, right? It can practice 1,000 different kicks, 1,000 different times because it's not sleeping and all that stuff. And it has a large, like infinite brain, right? Infinite capability to learn. So the difference here is that when we are storing this, it's not just about storing it for your tracking purpose, which is what we do for analytics and stuff like that. The actual thing is you're going beyond that. Does that make sense? So you're going the ability to increase the contextual memory. So AI like, oh, okay, I already have this long-term memory. I know the power of a chatbot, of a human bot. Human bot and chatbot linked together. Now, I got just a little bit more information from this person asking this question. I'm becoming smarter. Does that make sense? So that's the other thing. There was another question that came in. It's a really, really good question, I thought. Let me pull that up as well. Basically, the question was to the effect of, if I can find it, basically the question was, let me see here, which was, can I eliminate data, right? Let's say, for example, things change, right? Like my business was running, or that client's business was running 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Now it's only 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. or it's maybe 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., right? Some new information got added. Can I delete the old information and add new information? Yes. You have the ability to delete the documents you upload, the actual information you give it, the data you feed it. So the new information will be taken into account when you delete old information. And all this is done instantly, by the way. Okay, just want to be clear. All this is done instantly. Okay, that's the other good part. Okay, so that's the other question, right? Now, I teach teenagers. Do you have any young people out there? Yes, we do. Okay, I'll show you that when we go into the app demo part, where I'm going to show you specific questions to answer. But yeah, we have different age groups as well that we do. So yeah, keep giving your questions, because I am picking from the chat box. And also, by the way, when you got it, you see Doug posted his transaction ID. That's a good way also to post in your chat box so that your odds of winning are high, because from the chat box, I'm going to be picking 2 more people to win $100. And maybe I might even give one other person a swag as well, or maybe 2. Let's see. The thing is that if you like it, not everybody likes swag. Like if you want one of these t-shirts, you want one of these hats, whatever, I'll ship it to you wherever in the world. You're in some middle of nowhere island, I'll do that too for you. Okay. All right. So and another question, right? Terry was like, how do you tell it only uses the material you upload? Excellent question. I'm not going to get into the complicated structure, because I know it behind the scenes, how it all works. It's going to be too long for me to explain, but simple terms, let me explain what it means. Again, coming back to the long-term memory and short-term memory. Let's say, for example, it already knows, generally speaking, what are the best, like, because we already know, we have intelligently set it up in such a way that it already knows what are the major things for a cosmetic dentist, what are the major things for an e-commerce business to take care of. What you are feeding is short-term memory for contextual learning. So that means, in other words, simply speaking, right? You go to a child who's an 8-year-old child, and you say to that child, oh, okay, you know the difference between healthy food and chocolate, right? Healthy food are broccoli and stuff like that, and chocolate is not the unhealthy food. Now you tell the child will remember that, and then later, let's say 8 years from now, you come back to the same child and say, hey, what is a healthy food, right? They're like, oh, broccoli, because that's long-term memory, it already knew. But if you go a step further and you add saying there's another healthy food called avocado, which you did not know when you were 8 years old. Well, that's what we are talking about. Contextual, personalized learning. When you add that extra thing, you can understand, okay, avocado is similar to broccoli for health. It's healthier than chocolate. So therefore now, when every time somebody asks me what is a healthy food, is this another healthy food, it's going to automatically match it from the old information it had and then from the new information you're adding. Okay, does that make sense? So that's the examples I showed you, right? If I go in and say, what is a chatbot? It will link chatbot to the HumanBot software, because it understands both, right? Similarly, if I say, what's the benefit of having a chatbot? It's going to say the benefit of a chatbot like HumanBot. You see that difference? Because it's on the website of HumanBot. That's the difference. It's always going to link them together. Does that make sense? So that's the other thing. Again, that's the link to get that unlimited campaigns on unlimited websites deal I was trying to tell you about. Without our branding, you can remove the branding. That's only now. We're going to be removing that, and you're going to have to pay extra money later on for that. You're going to pay for every extra website. We're going to charge money for more traffic. We're going to charge more money, because it's going to cost us a lot of money. I'll show you some of the costs. It's going to be crazy. All right. Now, another question that came in is a good one. I'll wear the shirt and the hat. So yeah, in our Facebook group, I want to give away more of them. So it's a good one. I'm glad you're asking that question. Okay. Travis just purchased, so I appreciate you, Travis, for getting in. Now, Marcy was asking a good question. I love the concept. Is there a limit on how many related question pathways the chat can handle? Because do you need another second chatbot? There's no limits. You can add as many pathways as you want. And more importantly, this is what I was trying to tell you. You could add different chatbots, or in this case, a human bot, which is different than a simple chatbot. You can add human bots for different pages on your website. Right? Say, for example, I did this actually recently, where this customer of ours is like a coach consultant. They have like a memberships website. So they have a sales page or landing page. And then they have a members area where there's behind a paywall. So they have 2 different human bots. One is a human bot trained to be a sales agent, customer support kind of an agent, right? Like somebody's coming in, converting prospects in sales. Another is basically a human bot that is actually helping them go through the course or that training session, that ebooks and stuff they're selling, right? Answering questions regarding that. Hey, in your ebook, you talked about this is the best nutritional diet regimen. Is there a way that I cannot do it 7 days because I'm busy with work? I can only do it for 5 days. Is that okay? Something like that. You get my point. It can answer that for somebody you purchase. So you can have 2 different. So you're not limited to even the pathways, which you can set up as many as you want, but also you can do the other way around as well. Okay. All right. Now let's get through the meat here. Right? It's going to be fun. So it's also compatible with all devices and all web browsers. Okay. It's fully responsive. In fact, we actually had users coming in because we just went live who are actually telling us like, okay, wow, I'm so surprised it's working on so many devices in iOS and all that. And even a couple of customers told us some improvements to show in iOS. We implemented that just as of a couple of hours ago, right? So it's fully responsive. So that iPads, iPhones, and stuff like that. And you see how here I'm training the browser. It automatically detects a mobile device and puts the spokesperson, or in this case, the human bot, actually in a visible manner. Okay, very powerful. Okay, so that means basically it'll actually intelligently shift depending on the device that people are using, and then people can interact and all that. And behind the scenes, all of it is done on our cloud servers, by the way. This is a very important point. All of this stuff is basically done in our cloud servers. So that means effectively, because it's done on the cloud servers, it gives you more flexibility too, right? Because that means if somebody's using an old phone, like a 10-year-old phone, doesn't matter because none of that usage is going through their phone or their computer. It uses cloud infrastructure, like thousands of servers are running behind the scenes, calculating complex stuff to make all this happen. Does that make sense? Fully scalable. That's the other good part, because then you have customers from around the world. You can reach those customers right out of the gate. Powerful, right? And again, if you haven't already, go to that link right now, right? So you can go in and get up to speed with this. Another question that came in is, do you have variety of avatars and the cities? Yes, we do. And we're adding more of them as well based on priority. So what happens, right? So we, and I'll get to this as well in just a second, is that you can do it right now. And if you request more, we can hire those actors, pay them a license fee, and do all that stuff behind the scenes to meet the ethnicities and the diversities and the clothing styles, right? Like, say, for example, right now we have construction clothing, scrubs, professional gear, casual, basically casual clothing. You want some other ideas that you want, we'll add them in as well, okay? That all depends. We have a roadmap we're going to be having up, right? Now, this is another question that came in quite a bit. I was seeing the chat was, is it compatible with all website builders? Yeah, I couldn't put all the logos in here. I could put everything. It works with every single thing out there, right? Because you can, basically, it's similar to like, if you've ever done a Google Analytics code on a website, or you've ever put in an image, like you embedded an image on your website, it's similar to that. If you can embed an image onto a website, this thing will work. Simple as that. You just copy and paste the little snippet of code we'll give you, paste it, boom, done, okay? And it works on any device. And there's also a specific integration with some of our other applications. So show you that as well in just a second, how it integrates it. But that means effectively you get clients, regardless what platform they're using to build their landing pages, their websites and stuff. It will work regardless of that. Does that make sense? Now, another question was, Daryl was saying that point, right? Love the fact that it's so versatile and it works with all site builders. Yes, and we've tested it across the board. In fact, a lot of people don't know, it's so much more easier for us to actually integrate with all the different actual builders. It's super easy. It's like a piece of cake for us. It's actually more difficult to make it compatible with all mobile devices and browsers actually for us. A lot of people don't know this. The reason is that they keep changing, right? So what we did is we have an integrated system that does this stuff behind the scenes. So that means effectively what we did is just so you're clear what happens behind the scenes is that what we did is behind the scenes, we have a checker. Like it's like a proprietary technology we built many years ago, and we perfected it, where automatically when a new browser update happens or a new iOS, Apple iOS or Android or whatever updates happen, automatically we know that, our team knows it, and they get to work before you even know it and making it compatible. That's what makes us so powerful compared to other things out there, because they have to be reactive. We're already proactive, right? Now, let's talk about the compatibility with HumanPal, HumanTalk, and other apps of ours. So like if you purchased HumanPal from us in the past, which most of you probably did, if you bought HumanTalk and some of the applications, what the goal is here is we want to build an ecosystem of products, right? That's what I'm so passionate about. In the last 3 years, just to put it in perspective, we released just about 3 products, right? HumanBot, HumanTalk, and HumanPal. Just it, right? In the past, we had other products in the past and stuff like that. What I wanted to focus on going forward, and this has been one of the biggest requests from our users, was, look, I'm getting information overload, Paul. There's so many AI tools. I just log into my computer. I see like 10 emails every day about different tools. And then I go into, say, some other platforms out there. I see ads, YouTube and all that. There's another 10 tools or whatever every single day. And the thing is, this is something I want to warn you with all the stuff that's happening out there. And you already know it. I mean, you're smart enough to know. And you let me know in the chat box if you agree with me on this. The problem is, right, you buy something and then it was cool, and then AI advanced so much that what you purchased became redundant, right? Like, I mean, it's gone. And then now you're sitting thinking, well, what do I do now with that application sitting there collecting dust, right? What I wanted to change here, because you're all our valued customers and we have our ecosystem and our community built in, is every product you've ever purchased from us in the past, and every flagship product of ours like this that we've launched in the last couple of years, we will be integrating them together, and we're working on a much bigger integration. Like whatever I share with you is 25% of what my vision is. We have still 75% remaining. So then all of these applications interact together, talk to each other. So then they all will interact together and get you more results. So they're not just sitting there and effectively collecting dust. They all have serve a purpose, and even the features between them will not be redundant. Like you purchase something and now this the same thing does something else. Now whatever you purchased became useless, right? That's the biggest problem right now with people getting shiny object syndrome and information overload. Time is the most valuable asset in the world, right? So if your time is wasted on figuring out what works, what doesn't work, and all that, that's more, that's the biggest worry you might be having. Right now, okay, so let's go into the integration. How are we doing it? Okay, so then I'll show you how the integration works so that you understand this in greater detail. Okay, now so like Steve was asking, Linwood was also liking and stuff. So there's two ways we're doing the integration. Okay, so let me write this down. So one is right now, and you can let me know in the chat box if you like this. Okay, right now we will allow you to render from the HumanBot software itself the video format of these next generation human bots who have emotions, hand movements. You know how I'm talking, I have hand movements and stuff like that. These you can render out with green screen to be put into any application of ours, like Avatar Builder if you purchased, or Sketch Genius, or any video editing application out there as well. You can do that too. There's a direct way to go about it. Specifically, even with HumanPal, I'll get to that in just a second, we are also wanting to put some integration together as well. And that's going to happen in the next few days. So those who get HumanBot right now, using that link that you see there right now, can also have a direct integration with HumanBot and HumanPal itself. Okay, I'll talk about that in just a second. So you see that render button there. So this allows you to render any video you create. So in other words, let's simplify this so you understand in simpler terms. So basically what happens is you can give it any text, it generates the video, and of course it can speak in real time instantly. That's obvious. That's a smart live speaking human bot. That's great, right? But if you want to render out videos where you give it a text and you give it like real human voices that we have and render it out as a green screen video, you can do that too. Okay, does that make sense? You click that render button in step number 3 in the application, and you can definitely do that. That's been one of the biggest requests, because now you can integrate it with any application of ours, any video editor application you have, doesn't matter. Okay, you can take the human bot or the spokesperson here outside the application into a different ecosystem. Does that make sense? So that's the other cool thing that you can do. Now, the other thing as well is these are basically next generation human bots. So what we'll be doing as well, if you get in right now at humanbot.io/yes, what we're going to do is in HumanPal, we're going to be putting this for you as a special bonus right now. In the next few days, you're going to have these as a special bonus in the HumanPal application. Now, what our plan is that in the next 6 months or something to put it into HumanPal for all accounts. But the problem is right now, it's such a brand new technology. These spokespersons with hand movements, emotions, and emotions in their eyebrows and everything. It's the next generation technology. No application has these, by the way. Okay, even very expensive applications and stuff like that, which sell for like $99 a month and stuff like that. They don't have hand movements, emotions, the perfect lip sync and stuff. So we're just testing this technology still. And right now, it's not a fine-tuned, optimized technology. So what that means is that we're using very expensive servers. We're throwing it out there, and it can only handle a small select group of people right now before we optimize it for a larger user base. So as a gift, no matter how much it costs me, right now it's costing us like $25,000 a month with these high-end servers. I'll show you in real time. It's crazy expensive. I'm going to put in a small limited group of people who'll get access to these in your HumanPal account as well as a bonus. If you get HumanBot today at humanbot.io/yes, you can then test them out. You can render them out and work with the templates and all that, and then give us feedback and all that. You get instant, like literally in the next few days, we'll do it, and then you'll get access to those. And then once we fine tune it and optimize it and stuff like that, we'll be giving it to other users. Might take a while. There's no ETA in that because we've tested it and we can only handle a small group of people. That's why I want to just give you all the value I can provide right now. So for a limited group of people right now, you'll get access to it like right away for free as a bonus for getting HumanBot today, okay? And then you can test it. I'll spend any amount of money. It's not about profit at this point. I want to make sure that some of you folks who are excited about it can test it out, because it can only take a small group. That's why we'll be closing down this HumanBot lifetime deal in the next very soon. Actually, we have a limited amount of time running, and once it closes down, all these bonuses that I'm talking about right now, which I'm going to go into detail in just a second, will be removed. I just wanted to give back to our customers in a big way, because I'm only doing this with our customers. Later on, we're going to have a bunch of affiliates promoting ads and all that stuff. That's going to be where we're going to actually charge people more money. I want to give back to you in a big way right now to make you happy. Okay. Now, another thing is, Giuseppe was saying, you not understand English very well, so it's difficult to understand features of a product. This is why I do live training, and I also provide subtitles for my training, because I put them up on YouTube and with transcriptions and stuff, so you can walk through. And also, we also provide support with our team, right? Where you can send them over, and we can actually send you some Loom video or like a quick screen share video to walk you through. Our support is the best in the industry for this exact reason, Giuseppe, right? All right, so that's the integration. So that's what I was trying to tell you. We're going to be doing that for you, so that that way you get instant access to something, and I can only handle a small group of people on that one for that direct integration. So both of them you'll get in the next couple of days as a bonus. Later on, after a few months, there's no ET on it. Other folks as well will probably get them once we do it. It's if you understand the value of that too, it's super powerful. So you can get in at HumanBot.io/yes. Then as a small group, we'll actually work together, improve it, fine tune things together. You can test it in different languages and all that. We have to do all that other stuff, right? So that's the other thing. So you're going to get that latest next generation human spokespersons to render out as a green screen video, or even if you want to put them into HumanPal, you get them in the next couple of days or so as a special bonus. And that's only for the people who get in right now. Other people will have to wait a bit until we actually fine tune them, because there's an AI server shortage right now. As you probably know, these high-end servers, NVIDIA servers are expensive. I'll show you that right now so you understand it. It's ridiculous what's happening right now, because Elon Musk right now, a lot of people don't know this. Elon Musk purchased, right, 10,000 of these AI servers for Twitter. Mark Zuckerberg purchased 10,000 of these for Facebook. They're going crazy. So right now there's a waiting list of like 8 months for us to get these high-end machine learning, artificial intelligence servers right now. And that's why I want to give it to the select group of people who get access to it right away to use it. Once we figure out how to fine tune it, I want to give it to other folks as well, right? So this is another bonus that's worth a lot, right? So now let's talk about the languages. This is the other integration that we did. One of the things with HumanTalk recently, if you have HumanTalk of our application, HumanTalk, which can generate basically emotional voices and stuff. One of the things people were asking us is, okay, the emotional voices are created for a client or my own business. It's happy, cheerful. The voice's name is Tony. Can you put that voice into HumanBot so I can have consistency? Like your sales video or your your project has a certain voice. You want to have your HumanBot also have that certain voice, right? So we've integrated that in, so you can change that voices, about 800 different voices or something right now, ridiculous amount in different languages and stuff like that, right? So that's the other integration that we did. And you see that right now, as you can see here, right? General newscaster and stuff. US English has more emotional voices than other languages, but we also have in French, Spanish, and Mandarin, Chinese, and stuff like that as well, in different languages as well, right? So that's the other part as well. So now another question that I'm trying to answer as many questions as possible, okay? So you understand this, right? Kevin was saying, this is great. Are you live right now? Yes, I am live right now, by the way, just so you understand, right? Basically, this is how we did the emotional voices integration as well. So though that's what I was trying to tell you, the ecosystem of products, we're trying to integrate all the products together so that you actually get the most value possible. Does that make sense? That way, you know, like, okay, I'm not like, I don't have another application that's going wasted here. You know what I mean? And that's, I understand that feeling, because time is the most valuable asset you'll ever have in this world, right? Time is really time wasted going through 1 month of some junk product that no longer is relevant is worth thousands of dollars in real world value for you, because time is the most limited asset in this world, right? So that's the other reason, right? So I want to buy this today. For a Facebook user says, you want to buy it today? Get it in that link, HumanBot.io/yes, and post your transaction in chat box, because your odds of winning two $100 prizes I'm going to be giving away shortly will be also very, very high, as you can imagine, right? So the compatibility, another question that came in, right? Which is a really good question, right? Is can this be used as a lead generation tool? Charles was asking. So let's do a real life case study here. This is basically an architecture firm, right? As you can see here. So you can use this in an architecture firm as well, like this, where it can answer architecture specific questions. Yes, feed off of the data of architecture. So for example, imagine this, right? The architect firm, let's say, for example, specializes in a certain type of architecture. They only do homes. They only do commercial buildings. They only do certain type, right? You know what I mean? Interior design or whatever. It will actually train off of that information that the architecture firm is specialized in and actually communicate, and then also slowly get smarter and smarter. So booking appointments, say, for example, or even for that matter, talking about the services that they have to offer and all that. Now, the question that came in, and I wanted to answer that question as well, which was a very good question that came in, was, do you recommend I give one website URL and it will go and get all the information, or you recommend individual pages? I recommend individual pages because you can build unlimited campaigns, remember, today. The reason why I recommend individual pages is these AI gets smarter with individual pages. If you give the whole website, it becomes a little bit, if somebody says they can do the whole website, it's not going to give the best results. And the other benefit is maybe you want a human bot to be different on a contact us page, right? Focus on something else. Or there's a business that focuses on different variety of verticals, luxury homes, let's say a real estate agent has, or they focus on just, let's say, for example, renting homes, not buying. You get my point? You want a human bot to focus on different ones in different pages, you can do that too. That's the reason why. So here's another example of a use case where this is a hospital, like a that you can have a human bot do. In this case, it's a cardiology care services center. So you see that, right? And let me play it and you'll see it, right? So you see this right now. She's actually speaking in real time, and she's chatting as well. And the conversation can go as long as you want, open-ended, right? Or you can end it at a certain point. It's up to you. You have the choice, because it all depends, right? Different industries have different cases. Like some of them, don't need it, right? Some do, right? Now, the other point is, right? Can you have multiple docs for training? Yes, you can do that. And Ned was saying he almost feels like buying again. Hey, no worries. You have to buy just once. You pay once, you get lifetime access. And again, I've been in this business for over 15 years, right? In that 15 years, I've never had an application that we removed. Like in the last 8 years, we built SaaS applications. When you said lifetime deal for customers like yourself, I never had an app go down. That's a track record nobody else has in this industry. In fact, I'll even say confidently, 0% of the people have that. They always had something no longer working after a year. They had something that go down after 6 months. They had something that doesn't even exist anymore. You go to the website, this is not found. I actually have our Facebook group, and I have actually, like, I take my reputation very seriously. Sometimes, I've had this happen before. When I said there's a lifetime deal, unlimited access, that project is a loss-making venture for me, but I still kept it open because I have other revenue sources, because, I'm involved in many other businesses out there. I'm the most highly sought after copywriter right now. I'm also the highly sought after affiliate marketer. I also do a lot of consulting agency work. I'm also basically involved in other verticals because I've been in this space for so long, right? Like I'm in many different industries. So I can bring in profits from some other industry and run this. That's something nobody in this industry will do or wants to do. That's the beauty here, right? I don't have other external venture capitalists or investors or somebody who I have to please. I don't care. I actually put my own money into this technology. I put my own time, my own effort into these things. So that means that for a fact that I'll back it up every step of the way, right? So that's the other one, right? Now, this is what, again, like Daryl was saying, right? Paul's products have been around for a long time, right? I bought something I bought in 2021, now gone, no sign of it anywhere. And here's the thing too, right? Like people, and sometimes I have to give in an honest way. I want to be clear, transparent. Some people legitimately it goes down because what happens is this person released it and then there was another developer, something happened, and that person is no longer available for contact and goes poof. And that person cannot be blamed because that person was not involved in the product development. They were only in the marketing side. That is okay. I understand, but that's not an excuse too, right? You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you have to be responsible for what you do. That's the reason why what we do is our teams that we have a huge teams and different products, even full-time folks working for HumanBot. What we do is that I personally take care of the expenses for the servers. I personally get involved in the development of the application. I personally get involved in every aspect of it. So that means I know if something breaks, how much it costs, what happens, how do we improve things, how much we do everything. So that means if something goes down, I can quickly myself fix it. I don't need somebody external internally, like if some employee is no longer working for us or whatever, I can fix it myself. You get my point? That's the best part here that nobody else can do, right? Great, you're in, awesome. Thank you so much for being in here. All right, so let's talk about another point here, right? Here, because I can sometimes go on a tangent, but I want to answer all your questions. It's very important to answer the questions here, right? Because I want to make it interactive, and I'm going to jump into the application even more in detail to answer some other questions as well. But let's talk about this. So one of the questions was, what happens, right, if the business owner, right, does not give me access to their backend systems? So what we have here is, you see that right there, URL to show HumanBot. So what that means is, just to put it in perspective, let's say you have dentisttoronto.com, dentistnewyork.com. I'm just making up something here, right? And then what happens is, like, if you have the URL, you can give it all the data. You can give it the URLs of that dentist, train it with their information, their contact, their hours of operation, all that stuff, right? And the dentist is like, I'm not going to give you access until you prove to me that this thing is works. So what you could do, you can type in their URL here, and you see to the left there, you see that instant site domain. So it's going to give an instant site domain of their website to show a real live demo of how HumanBot will look like on their website, without you having to do any coding, without you having to do any kind of back end stuff, FTP, all this mumbo jumbo stuff. You can do that once they pay you money, but then you'll show them, right? This is what's going to blow them away. Just like how I'm blowing you away right now with all the use cases here, they too want to see real time how it will appear on their website, on their landing page, on their members area, on their e-commerce website, right? So you can do that with that instant domain URL. And you see that how it's like a generic domain, it never points to HumanBot. So that's another bonus we're giving you. For other people who come in later on, it's going to say HumanBot.io, because we want to get people to actually get some benefit from that, but we don't want to do that with you, right? So that's another bonus you're going to be getting, where I don't want to charge you more money for anything extra thereafter. Okay, hope that makes sense. And again, you can keep posting your questions. I'll try to answer them as we go along, right? Charles was saying that's amazing. Yes. This is why I was trying to tell you, we thought through all this stuff, because I do this all the time, I know this because one of the things, like if you want to try to showcase this to a client, like say you're an agency or consultant, right? Even you're a copywriter for that matter, and you're trying to tell a client, look, you got to put this to improve your sales, improve your leads and stuff like that, then obviously you want to do this, right? So that's what I've done, where you want to show them in real time. They say, there's a saying, right? Don't talk to me, show me. Don't tell, show me, right? This is what you can do. You can show real time, right? That way you can actually do this, okay? Is that cool? All right. Check this out, okay? So this is the beautiful part here, okay? So let me, and you see that part right there, where when you paste that URL here, automatically that URL can be shared on social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, Google, email, whatever as well, for clients to see in real time what the actual potential of what it is here that you're getting. Okay, is that cool? That's the other one as well. Okay, now, and the other part was, okay, that is a really, really good question as well, right? Is basically, I wanted to also, right? I've done it and it works with clients. Yeah, Travis, of course, right? I mean, that's the whole point. It's practical. It's great that you already started doing it with clients, right? All right. So now let me show you one other thing. Okay, what happens with campaigns? Because one of the questions was about analytics. Can I do tracking and stuff? You see that there's analytics there. There's also preview there. So when you get, and you can get that code plus URL as well there. So let's talk about each of them one by one. So this is the code. So you can paste this code into any website, any WordPress site or whatever, right? That's the first part. The second thing is you can also, by the way, share a URL like I told you. And you can also preview things ahead of time as well by clicking the preview button. And then there's that analytics where it shows you the tracking, how many chats happened, what was the chat about, and some other data as well. All again, securely stored. It's stored in Amazon's cloud service where, there's actually, actual healthcare providers, there's actually governments using Amazon's cloud service. It's very secure, right? So that's why we chose that. And it's also scalable, right? I mean, it's not some cheap hosting where it dies after it gets too much data or something, right? So this is in the case here, right? And so you could have this, like what I'm showing you right now, in real time, right? And every single one of them is specific to that business. Like I was trying to tell you, specific to that particular business that you're trying to reach, specific to that business that you're trying to go after, okay? Now, the other question that came in, right, is this is a very good question. Can we use Siri to ask questions? That question may ask in text form only. Excellent question, okay? So let me answer that question. So this, when we were creating HumanBot, right, this didn't come into my mind. But when we were having beta testers and we're talking to some folks, one of the biggest requests was this. So I'll be talking about this later, but we're going to be giving a special bonus for you, where in the next few days, this is in the top of our priority list of tasks, like features to add. We're going to have a little microphone button where people can record and do like a Siri kind of conversation. It's going to cost us a lot of money, but you're going to get it for free. So how it's going to work behind the scenes is somebody speaks, it's going to get transcribed automatically behind the scenes into text. The AI HumanBot will understand and speak it back. And this all will happen instantly, right? Pretty much in a second or so. So this is going to be added in, and I wanted to show you that later, but this question came in now. I want to answer that right away. Okay, good question though. All right, so now that's going to be coming up in the next few days. It's number 1 on our priority list. Okay, so that means you see that chat there on the bottom right. You're going to have a little microphone coming up there, so people can click on it and start speaking. Okay. That's the thing. Now, of course, how what color you want that and all that. I mean, you can request that in our roadmap. But yeah, that's something we can do. It's not a problem. Okay. Now, the other question also that which is a good question too, by the way, is this came in, right? Is there any upgrades or anything like that? No. Right now, there's no upsells, no downsells, no cross sells for any of that stuff. In this case, you see this is a pro fit. This is a burger joint, so basically like a restaurant as well. So regardless of what industry you go into, there's no upsells or downsells, anything like that. Can we also set it in multiple local languages too? So yes. You see that? Like, let me show you that. You see that little flag there? You see there's the name James, and then there's a little flag there. So you can set it by default to speak in any language like Spanish, Portuguese, or whatever. Also, there's an AI location detect technology. Remember, I was telling you earlier on in the live stream here today. If you have a customer coming in from Mexico, it'll automatically translate everything into Spanish, right? And then also speak in Spanish by using location detect technology. And you can set it where you can force only English and have as an optional choice, they can click the flag button and translate it automatically. Or you can do location detect where the AI will automatically find it and translate it, so you can reach global users, right? You have both choices. And you know what? Unlike other people who'll say this, oh, we're going to come up with this feature in the future. We already have it. We thought through it because we have international users. We have people from almost 50 countries around the world buying our tools from around the world. So of course, I want to do that, right? Now, another question as well while we do that, right? Which is a really, really good question as well. Can you train the bot to answer only from the documents and URLs provided? Yes, you can, Phil. This has been a question that came in, and I've tested it myself. So I'll tell you in real practical terms what happened when I did this. You can do this, by the way. What happened, though, when I started doing this, Phil, was sometimes, right, people ask questions that have no relevance to the documents or PDFs or information you fed it, right? The reason could be, let's look at it in this perspective, right? Say, for example, somebody came into a cosmetic dentist, right? Somebody wanted to get their teeth whitened, and then you fed it all the information about cosmetic dentistry, teeth whitening, better smile, maybe teeth veneers, or whatever it might be, right? Whatever procedures needed to be done. And then suddenly that person says, oh, by the way, I have a root canal too that I need to do. Does this, can your services provide this? What are the benefits of it? What's the pain? Blah, blah, blah. Now it loses context. You see my point? Because now what's happening is it doesn't understand where did this root canal thing come all the way when we are focused on cosmetic dentistry. So what we found out in real terms is that having that smart speaking thing where it will still find context, where it will say, okay, you asked about root canal, you asked about cosmetic dentistry, I gotta mix both of them together. So saying something like, oh, you want to get root canal, then what we can do is we can say, for example, the answer would be something like, we can connect you with another dental surgeon in our team who will basically get the root canal sorted. And then after that, we can do the cosmetic dentistry. You see, the question now has more relevance. So in practical terms, this is what worked better. So I would suggest, I understand why you're asking this question, but in practical terms, generally speaking, having that smart context is much more useful, especially if you're trying to get any amount of users from any part of the world and any city, any locality with different problems, right? So generally speaking, that's what seems to have worked better when I did this, okay? Now, this is like, let me actually, I'll also show you a couple of things here. You see that right underneath it says powered by HumanBot.io. So you can remove that, like this example that you see here. There's no powered by. So you can remove the branding as I was trying to explain to you earlier, right? So you have that choice as well. Again, if you haven't already, folks, HumanBot.io/yes. We're running this special deal only for a limited time. I think it'll be gone in next, maybe even next day or two. And we've done that in the past. We sold it out and we've completely shut it down. Like when we launched HumanPal, like I told you, in the last 3 years, we did only 3 projects specifically. And then when we did HumanPal, we closed it down for 4 months because at the end of the day, when we came back, basically people missed out, right, on this technology. So I don't want to miss out. And of course, when you bring it back again too, here's the thing, you'll have to pay more for every single add-on. You see that My Purchases tab on the top? That for you, you're going to see you have everything. Meaning we do version 2.0, version 3.0, that's going to be for free. For other people, under My Purchases, it's going to say Traffic Pack. They got to pay extra for it if they want more traffic. They want more websites than just 5 or 10 websites. It's going to cost them more money. If they want to actually set up more campaigns, it's going to cost them more money. If they want to remove branding, it costs them more money, right? At the end of it all, it's going to cost them a lot of money, but I want to give you everything for one-time price, right? No upsells, no downsells, nothing extra to buy. Okay, very simple, because I want to give back to our best customers here, which is you, right? Appreciate you, right? That's the major reason why I want to do that. All right, now the other thing is, right, if you see here carefully, we have analytics there, as you can see. So that analytics is going to give you tracking, how many people visited, how many people interacted, what was the main things that were discussed. So you can improve things, you can add more data, and also you can edit things, right? So meaning, let's say, for example, this was James. You want to change James to Amanda, or you want to change Amanda to somebody else. What you can do, again, think of it this way. The HumanBot is on a website so far, right? Now, what you can do is think of it this way. When it's on the website, some client says, oh, look, I don't like this anymore. Try somebody else. You don't even have to change anything. Come back to that campaign, edit things, change a few things. Retroactively, it will apply those changes on the website. No need for any coding, updating, changing anything. Right? It will basically do that automatically, which is another huge thing, because what happens, let's say in real life scenario, right? You want to change it for your own business, you can do that. A client does not pay you, for example. You ask them, okay, pay me $100 a month for the service or whatever, then you can deactivate that campaign and that's it. It's not going to show up. That's the other benefit here, okay? So that you can deactivate things from one dashboard. Another question was, if I want to sell my business too, right? This was another point I was saying. If I want to sell the website or whatever, can HumanBot come with it? Yeah, because you can handle the dashboard from this campaign dashboard here, right? It is campaign specific, not website specific. Does that make sense? So meaning you sell that website wherever you want, Flippa or to some other person, and then that here, HumanBot becomes a little technology that is on there, okay? And you can pass it on to them as well, because it's campaign specific, okay? Does that make sense? So that's the other one, okay? And again, as you can see here, we have a ton of different options here that you can automatically update and do some cool things here and stuff like that, okay? Now, the other one was, yeah, Chantel was saying, I remember I wanted to purchase HumanPal and it was sold out. We did that because Chantel, what happens behind the scenes is these new age spokespersons, right? Like James, Amanda, and some of the ones we're adding in, they're really, really high end. And since they're speaking in real time, right? So like the voices that are changed, you see this voice right here, we had to get very high end servers when they're speaking to instantly do the playback. That's the harder part, right? It's like this. If you were to tell me, okay, Paul, I'll get this person to generate a video, that's going to take me 10 minutes or whatever. Instant talking, instant chatting is impossible to create unless you have the greatest of great technologies and things like that. So that's the cost here. That's why once we reach the amount of people we want, we close it down and then we look at optimization, get feedback and all that. And of course, then we start charging more money to newer customers. You will be grandfathered and always. There's a we've never charged, never, let me repeat that again, never charged people who are our valued customers, version 2.0 update, pay me more money, version 3.0, pay me more money. Or we didn't say like, oh, okay, folks, great, you purchased it now, buy this other tool, which kind of makes this other tool redundant. No, we've always updated our tools regardless of what you purchased. And we're now integrating all of them through our ecosystem, which makes it even better. You don't have to waste your money on something that you feel like, oh, where's the integration now? I have to buy these other tools, which might be competing with the other one, stuff like that, right? So yeah, So you see here, this is the other one. Another question that came in was, can I change the flow? You can do that. And also you can change the color theme as well. In the color theme section, you can change things as well, right? Now, another question that came in was basically, it's a really good question too, by the way, that I wanted to kind of answer. The other question that came in was, this is all great, Paul. I get the benefit of it, and it's also smart and all this other stuff. But I've been a customer of yours for a while now. Can you give me a good deal here on this one right now? So I wanted to kind of address this point, right, a little bit. But I want to also show you something real quick here, okay? Because so that you can see it in real time rather than me talking about it. I want to show you this in real time, okay? So the point is that when you look at something like flexible like this with next generation technology and all that, what I focused on specifically is all the major problem points people have. And I've incorporated this, whatever I faced in our business, because we actually drink our own Kool-Aid here, right? Obviously. So I use this stuff all the time. So what we've noticed is one of the things that people always wanted was emotions in their voices. We did that. People wanted, like you see that color styling here. You can do that. So you can match the HumanBot interface and all that with the actual color theme of that website. So you have multiple customization options, right? So you can always do that. So we thought through that, and that's ready to go. It's not vaporware like others do, where it's coming, never comes, right? So it's already there here, right? So that's a huge thing, because it's not like something that's gonna come in the future, but something that's actually here as we speak, okay, in real time, okay? Now, so a couple of things I wanted to add in here, okay? I know because and I'll answer all your questions too, by the way. I'm going to jump into the application and show you different things you're asking as well in just a second. But the biggest question I was seeing here, which I kind of wanted to answer right now, is how much is this thing, right? So I kind of want to answer this, okay? Because again, I think it's important that you get as much value as possible, and longer term, I want to make sure that you benefit from this right here, right? So let's do that right now. Okay, let me share my screen here. So yeah, here you go. All right, so unlimited cloud hosting is included for this one. Again, I want to make sure, because that was a question. Is it secure? Is it private? 100%. It is secure and private because it's going to be on Amazon's cloud servers, not in some servers that we host locally. It's not in like some box right beside me. No, it's on Amazon's cloud servers. You're very secure, and they're also, basically scalable, which is even more important. You want to make sure that it's longer term, right? Now, the other point also that I wanted to answer in here specifically is, how much does it cost? Now, let me ask you a simple question. Let me know in the chat box honestly, okay? This is the problem with our space right now, and something has to change here, especially for loyal customers like yourself. People say, oh, it's so cheap. It's only $49 or something like this, right? Like what I'm showing you right now. Then what happens is they're like, oh, you want this extra thing, which is really important, buy this OTO one or upsell one or add-on one, right? Or you want this more, you buy this more. You buy this, right? And that is okay. I mean, I understand why people want to do that, because people want to make money off of customers that come in. I understand that. But you're loyal customers. All of you folks have purchased stuff from the past. You have to be transparent. I want to be transparent with you, right? And this is the thing. The real cost is not what it shows here. The real cost is what it ends up becoming here, right? And oftentimes you don't even know what you're getting into. And I don't want to do that for our Facebook group folks, our valued customers and stuff. I want to be transparent. You get whatever I'm talking about without ever having to figure out what is included and what is not included, and time too, going through 5 different pages and then seeing, oh, now it's 30 minutes to watch this video, and now it's just something else. I thought it was this was included. Now this is not included, right? I want to avoid all that. So instead of you coming in, right, the real cost, let me know in the chat box if this is frustrating, right? It's not $49 like it is here. It's more like $700 here, right? Now, the point is to really succeed with things, you might have to pay this. So with that lifetime deal, and now here's the other problem. You got to pay more for advanced training. You got to pay more for other stuff, right? Doesn't help you, hurts you. Because my problem here with this for valued customers is time too. Weeding through a bunch of stuff, figuring out, making decisions and stuff. I was hearing stories, and you've probably done this before, where people were actually searching online. Okay, this product is out there. What are the upsells for it? And they were going to Google and searching for it, wasting like 4 hours researching, and then figuring out what is right to purchase before they even made a decision. Why waste 4 hours? For me, 4 hours is worth like $500 to $1,000, even for you, right? For me, my time might be worth $1,000 an hour, but even for you, right, might be worth $300-400 an hour, because time wasted here could be spent creating campaigns and stuff, right? That's the real world value of time, right? So forget about all this. I didn't want to do all that, right? Junk the stuff. No, I didn't want to put any upsells, no downsells, or any of that stuff, right? And you can look at this, right? Look at this. John is saying, I hate upsells. Norman saying, I appreciate it, no upsells. Ned, I hate upsells, right? I get your point. And that's the thing, right? The real cost is not even the price here. The real cost is the wasting of time, right? So frustrating, right? So I wanted to kind of remove that out of the way completely. And I wanted to give it to you for just a one-time payment. Okay, I want to charge $497 or $297. That's what we did for our previous offers. But I want to give it to the lowest possible price, where you have two options. You can pay the $77 payment plan, split pay plan, which comes to $231 in total, or save $32 instantly by getting the $199 one-time payment option for lifetime access. Now, again, some of you are going to say, and you can get it here, by the way, humanbot.io/yes. Some of you are going to say, Paul, is there a money back guarantee? Yes, you have a 30-day, no question money back guarantee, 100%. I back up with it. If you don't get results, you're not happy for any reason, leave, get every single penny back, right? In fact, I'll insist you get it, because at the end of the day, I know my products are the best in the market. Our support is the best in the marketplace. And on top of that, my training, which I'm going to talk about in just a second, is the very best in the market, okay? Nobody even comes close. So if you want to leave and I didn't do my job, hey, you don't have to prove to me anything, right? You try it out 30 days, no worries, I got your back, right? Now, you get some of you are going to say, but $199, Paul, I mean, it's a steal. Why are you doing it for so low, right? Well, of course, because I want to give back to you, right, in a big way. Because here, what's happening is, if I put a bunch of upsells and all that stuff, I'll have to do, because I'm spending money on advertising and all this other mumbo jumbo stuff, right, to acquire the customer and all that. Some of you are going to say, and I get it, no worries, I understand. You're going to say $199 is quite a bit. I want to just put it out there. Understand this. The real cost is this for something you feel is just $49. What is the real cost, right? You might see something for $50, $67, $97, but the real cost, once all the upsells are factored in, add-ons, limits, right? Traffic limit or generation limit or text limit or chat limit, campaign limit, all that, real cost is going to be more than this. I'm actually lowballing it here, right? What is the real cost, right? That's what you want to answer. So that's the other thing that I wanted to kind of explain to you here. Does that make sense? So that's why it's the cheapest you're ever going to get this. Later on, people are going to come in and I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. They're going to pay more for branding. So if you add branding, they're going to pay more for that. That's going to add up, right? They're going to pay more for removing the branding, by the way. More for newer avatars. A human spokesperson's added in every time you add in. We're going to charge them more money on a monthly basis, or packs that they can purchase. You don't have to do that. They're going to have to come in later on, pay for the traffic, meaning amount of visitors coming into a website, or a number of campaigns, or even for that matter, for the text-to-speech voices. They're going to have to pay more for these add-ons, right? And we have no choice but to do that. But I want to give it to you at our cost, okay? At the end of the day, this right here is going to help us pay for the development costs and stuff like that, and you're good to go. And as I said, there's a track record of many years of doing this stuff again and again and again, right? So you can do that. I'm actually responding to your chat and your questions too, by the way. Okay, so those who are asking me this question, I've been responding as well here. Okay, to those points. So just understand that I've been explaining that as well. All right. So now the other point I wanted to kind of talk about here, because I understand one of the questions that come in oftentimes is, Paul, what are the actual costs for running something like this? Okay, so I wanted to answer this question because it's very important you understand. First of all, go to that link and you post your transaction in chat box too, because the odds of winning those two other $100 in cash prizes is very high. I'm announcing them live. Already announced one winner already. Okay, I noted them down as well. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to kind of show you transparency, right? I wanted to be kind of transparent with you. Actually, let me share my browser here so you can actually see it, because sometimes people don't understand what's happening and all that stuff. So what happens, right? So when we create technologies like this, right, oftentimes, and I've seen this across, is that people don't show you behind the scenes stuff. Okay, and I'll answer your questions too, by the way, on this. But I wanted to kind of show you real time, because you have to understand what somebody's actually focusing on here, right? Okay, so let's log into this dashboard of mine here. Let me show you my screen. Again, this is real time. This is live. All right. Okay, so let's show my screen here. All right, so let's show this screen right now. And we're doing a live, so sometimes, you know, they don't cooperate as much as I would like. All right, excellent. Let's do this. All right, so you see this right now. This is my actual cloud dashboard. It's my real account. Again, as you can see here, already this month, $15,334 to do these projects and stuff like that are being done right now. So basically, if you go in here right now, I want to show you. Last month is 27,000 or 28,000. It's going to be 30,000 or more. And this is just for your projects here. I mean, we have other applications on Google and other places that costs a lot more money. Now, right now, as you can see, people are asking about storage, right? Like, where is it stored? There's 1,072 different backups and storages right now in real time. Okay, that's the important thing I want to show you transparently. Okay, nobody shows this to you, but I want to show you. So that means effectively right now, imagine there's 1,000 different storage centers running, and it automatically keeps changing. There's 861 different people right now creating stuff, right? What images really means is that generation of campaigns as we speak, it changes. We have this is basically 128 volumes. It's effectively meaning that, you know, when you have a computer, right? Not only is it storage, it also requires redundancy, right? So meaning if this 1,000 something fails, you need to have other ones backed up. So we have 128 redundancies running. So if one failed, another one launches or whatever, right? And then you have 104 servers running. Okay, instances meaning servers. Okay, that means, for example, imagine like you have these high-end NVIDIA GPU or whatever it's called, like very expensive stuff. These are running right now behind the scenes, right? So why I'm showing you this is you understand that we're getting the best of the best enterprise grade hardware to back you up here, right? If you were to do it on your own, right, you would have to spend this kind of money. And it'll be, even for us, it's actually cheaper than normal because we have negotiated deals with Amazon and Google because we are part of their startup programs and all that. We have a relationship with them. Like, I know them. They invite me to their own beta testing and their own programs and stuff. So they give us a better deal, like maybe 40, 50% less than what you would get, right? Now, the point I'm trying to make here specifically is let them show you this stuff. When people talk, oh, I'm going to give you a lifetime deal, but it's going to last, it's enterprise grade hardware. Let them show you this stuff right now in real time. Then you know for a fact that they're actually investing that kind of money and not putting in some junk stuff. You know why? Sometimes you log into an application after 6 months, 1 year, it's gone, it disappears. When people see this cost, they run away. Right? They run away. They just shut down the business and they go. I'm one of those guys who actually am excited when I see this because that means I know you are using the application, you're getting results with it. And on top of that, I know for a fact that, you know, as these numbers keep going up, right, all the time they keep going up, right? I know that more and more users are using it. More and more users are creating human bots. They're doing stuff, right? That's what I'm trying to explain. Nobody shows you the stuff because they ain't doing it. If you want to ask, you can go right now, go in, ask any one of the gurus or any one of the folks there, how much are you spending on your cloud infrastructure? Show me your bill. All right, log in and show me. Don't send me a fake screenshot, right? Like what I'm doing right now, and they'll run away because at the end of the day, they don't do this stuff. They don't get enterprise grade hardware and stuff like that, right? The reason why they don't do it is they don't want to pay the cost. They want to make it as cheap as possible, give you a cheap quality solution. It's like expecting, you know, a 20-year-old car to perform as the state-of-the-line car. How do you expect to do that, right? You need to get the best of the best hardware, right? So that's what we did. Okay, I want you to understand that what we did there. Now, that's the reason why, you know, this is a steal for you, even if you look at it from the bigger picture, right? And now the other question that came in is, can I use PayPal credit option? So if you're in the United States or United Kingdom, you can use the PayPal credit option. So how the PayPal credit option works, okay? And I kind of wanted to, actually, sorry, my screen didn't show while I was doing it. Oops. Sometimes, you know, I make mistakes. So, all right, so let me show you my screen real quick, okay? So let me open up that Chrome extension, Chrome browser. All right, yeah, here you go. All right, so here's a, sometimes technology, you know, I mean, all right, so this is the screen, okay? This is what I was trying to show you. So this is $15,334 and $27,749 last month. So far it's $15,000, $28,460, right? And this one is 104 instances are running, meaning 104 servers. And then there's 128 volume. That's what I was trying to tell you, which is backups. 861 images means 860 people are actually using stuff and creating campaigns as we speak. This always goes up and down. In this instant, it's 861. I refresh it, it might be 1,500 next second because all of you are in live. 1,072 backups are there for your storage right now. And this is, as you can see here, June 2023, as we speak. It's not some fake screenshot or something like that. So all I'm asking you is when you're buying something, you buy a lifetime deal or a great deal, $49, $70, $19, $59, $99, I don't care. Ask them the infrastructure. How much are you spending on the infrastructure? Simple question. I mean, it's not really complicated, right? Every time you see something up, email their support team and say, can you log in and create a video of how much you're spending on your infrastructure? in your servers. Like it's like this, right? If you have a car, what does a car have? Engine, right? The more powerful the car's engine is, the more faster it's going to go and more reliable it is, right? A lot of people don't know this, but for airplanes, right? Rolls-Royce's engines for the airplanes are premium quality engines, right? So Rolls-Royce creates engines for cars and also for airplanes. A lot of people don't know this. So a Rolls-Royce engine comes with quality, right? And if you expect to go fast in a 30-year-old engine, how do you expect not to have things crash? How do you expect things not to function as needed, right? So I hope that makes sense right now, okay? So I want you to understand, and this is just with our Amazon. We have Google as well. I could show you that. That's another 20,000 or something like that that we're spending. I'll show you that maybe later on as we go on. But the point I'm trying to make here is that this is the infrastructure that we're spending, right? And people always get blown away when I show them this stuff, but it's reality, right? And ask them this question, okay? Don't just tell them to show you some screenshots. Ask them, and this is important because sometimes I need to drive home this. Some people don't understand it, but if you were to recreate it, you'd have to spend this kind of money, if not more, but you get 50% discounts. Secondly, if you were to do it on your own, also on top of that, just think of it, right? You need to know the infrastructure, the team, and all that. So what I've seen personally is all these so-called gurus out there. What happens is they don't show you this stuff because they're spending like $200, right? $300. And when things crash, they're like, oh, I'm so sorry, I can't even afford to pay that $300. So this is the thing, right? So every time this number goes up, okay, I'm just bringing up logically, every time this number goes up, what happens is that it costs me more money, right? So when people, what happens is everybody you're buying these lifetime deals from, they want this number to be as low as possible. Does that make sense what I'm saying? So that way they pay as little as possible. So they try to restrict you on number of websites. They try to restrict you on trying to grow. They'll try to restrict you behind the scenes by slowing things down. They'll try to restrict you where if you try to do something, it'll break and it'll crash the software. Very common. Here, the infrastructure is scalable. Okay, does that make sense? So I just want to drive home this point because you got to know that, and you got to know somebody's actually showing you the stuff in real time, not just making up stuff. Oh, we have great infrastructure. So what? Show me how much you're spending on it, right? Just don't talk, right? So this is the other point. And that's why I was saying this new spokespersons with hand movements and stuff like that, right? These are really, really high end, and they use these servers, which are really very difficult to get hold of. Okay, so I'll put it up in perspective. So why is this so expensive? Okay, so let me open this up. These servers are basically something called a P4D instance. Okay. In Amazon right now, to get access to these, even with good deals that I get, okay, that I'll show you, when there's running on time or whatever. So if you see this is $32 an hour that you can get right now, or $40. Let's say the $32 one. Let's go to the cheaper one, which is $32 an hour, and let's click on this. So this is what you need. You need something called a GPU architecture or whatever. And look at this, even with 62% off, meaning a special discount that we get, right? This is the price we get, by the way. You don't have to pay $32 an hour, which comes to like $30,000 a month or something. We get this pricing, right? $9,000 a month. You have to run multiple servers like this. And basically, that's the price we have to pay. There's no other alternative. Unfortunately, there's none. So that's why I was saying, like, I want to give it to you, even to use for HumanPal and stuff right away in the next few days, as a special bonus, these spokespersons, these hand movements, emotions, and all that. Because this costs us a lot of money, I want a small group of people to have access to it, so we know can sustain the costs and stuff like that, right? Like, I'm also a human being. I cannot spend $100,000 a month, right out of the gate. I have to see with a small group of people, okay, how can we optimize things, fine-tune things and stuff. So once we fine-tune it and stuff like that, we can bring that technology for other folks as well and give access to all their customers to purchase. So as a bonus, you're going to get it right away in the next couple of days, few days. We're going to announce it for you. So you're going to get those spokespersons added into your HumanPal account as well. Okay, I just want to be transparent with you, okay? Because I do this stuff inside and out. I'm not just making this up just for saying it. I know I would love to give the technologies, high-end technologies to everybody, and I would love to. There's a reason why even big companies raising hundreds of millions of dollars in venture capital are unable to do high-end spokespersons with hand movements, emotions, head movements, and full body and all that stuff, because it costs them this much money. You know, it's not cheap, okay? But once we fine tune it, once systems get, and there's a shortage too, by the way, with these. Right now, you can only get like few of them, like 2 or 3 of them at a time. You cannot get more than that because Elon Musk is using this for Twitter. Mark Zuckerberg is using it for Facebook. All these companies are just buying up these things like crazy right now because AI is hot, right? So that's another thing. That's a bottleneck that we have, even if I could spend tons of money, okay? Just want to be transparent because I want you folks to know, because I'm always live. I'm checking your questions out and stuff like that, right? So that's another thing. Okay, now the other question that came in, which I wanted to answer real quick as well, is about that PayPal, credit options. If you're in the United States or United Kingdom, you can use something called PayPal Credit. Okay, and you can actually search for it on Google how that would work. So the PayPal Credit option. So if you you can go to Google and you can search. It's going to be apply for PayPal Credit like this. You see PayPal Credit line. So this means no payments, no interest for 6 full months for purchase about $99 or more. So that $199 option that I spoke about, that one you can use for this one. Okay, does that make sense? So you can use that right here. So that's no payments over 6 months. By then you should be getting results, right? One campaign should more than pay for itself. Like you go to a company and say, look, you're paying $3,000 a month or $5,000 a month for a support agent or a salesperson or appointment booking person. And then now you can, you do it like right now with just $100 a month. Will happily pay you, or just pay me $500 one-time payment. I'll set it up for you, and then maintenance you can give me later. You can pay for itself. So in the US, if you're from the US, definitely use the PayPal Credit option. Click on apply after you search for it, and it's instant. We have that capability in the checkout page. And secondly, if you're in the United Kingdom, these are the two places: United Kingdom, UK, or US. United Kingdom is 4 months, no payments, no interest. Okay, so by then you should be getting results with this, right? And how it's going to appear? Just another point I want to bring. It's going to appear like this. Okay, you see my screen right now. When you log into your PayPal account in the checkout options, it's going to appear like so, where it's going to say pay with your PayPal balance. Second, pay with a credit card, bank, or another option is going to say PayPal Credit. Okay, so you can use this option in the checkout page. Okay, so that you understand. Okay. And you can really benefit from it using it right away. I'm doing this for your benefit. Okay, I don't. It's not for my benefit, right? So I want to give you that option. I want to give you that choice. Okay, and here's how you order too, by the way, so that you understand how you can get understanding of this. And again, I'm answering all your questions live because I want you to see the true benefit of it. And I'll answer some more questions in just a second. But if you go here, and even if you came in late, you can answer questions. I'll summarize things for you because I'm live right now. I want to make use of your time right now. Okay, anyway, let's go here. You see this right now, right? So there's two options. When you go to humanbot.io/yes, that's $77 times 3 months, which is $231. This is where PayPal Credit would not work because they need $99. So $100 or more in purchases would not work here. But if you're in the US or UK, use this option. You're going to get $30 off instantly applied to you. The coupon is applied automatically. Click on this. And then when you go here, you see this PayPal option. When you use PayPal option, we have also, as you can see here, we have credit cards. We have other options like Google Pay, Android Pay, and stuff like that too, right? So you can use PayPal here, and then you can use the currency or whatever you want. The coupon is automatically applied, as you can see here, and then it becomes $199. Then use the PayPal Credit option in the next page once you log into your PayPal account and stuff like that. Okay. Now I want to also answer one other question, and again, you can keep posting your questions here. Some bonuses that I have for you. So one of the key bonuses that I'm giving, and this is, I'm not going to waste your time with like a bunch of junk stuff called bonuses, but it wastes your time because you have a doc with a bunch of bonuses, but you can't do anything with it because they're completely unrelated stuff and it's clogging up your time. Time is the most valuable asset, right? So the first bonus you're going to get is 6 weeks of step-by-step HumanBot success training. So this will be specifically focused on, I only need 6 weeks. I don't need 100 weeks. In fact, I'll probably only need 2 weeks for you to help you succeed with this. The idea with this one is that it's not just tutorials. Like if you go to HumanBot and you log into the HumanBot application right now, the thing is that with HumanBot application in general, right? Like we have tutorials, right? You go in the tutorials page right now, and you go to tutorials page, and then let me actually go into that right now. So you'll go to the tutorial because we have a bunch of tutorials already available. So you see these video tutorials here, the step-by-step. People are loving these tutorials because they're so easy to learn and navigate through and go through them. This we have already. My goal is to go beyond these tutorials, not just how to use the software, but how to get results with it in different use cases. Think of agency, think of consulting, think of affiliate marketing, think of e-commerce businesses, right? And it's going to be interactive where I'm going to go live, just like how I'm doing right now. I'm going to go live in our Facebook group, go live on YouTube, go live in webinars, and I'm going to be working and building campaigns together with you. That's the goal here of this, okay, depending on different businesses. And now you might be saying, oh, that sounds great, Paul, but what's the benefit? Well, I'm the #1 affiliate in many industries. I'm the #1 copywriter in many industries, #1 product seller or vendor, so to speak, in digital products, software and stuff in many industries. I'm also the #1 consultant and agency in many industries because people want to pay me a lot of money to work with them. So the point is, I've incorporated a lot of that stuff in HumanBot, but there's specific nuances for each of them, right? So like, put it in perspective. Let's put it in practical sense. Like if there is a, for example, e-commerce business, like a Shopify store, right? Shopify store's major goal is direct response sales. What does that mean exactly? It means if, for example, I'm trying to book an appointment for a dentist, chiropractor, whatever, it's a low friction system, right? So meaning somebody wants to book an appointment, they quickly give their name, their details like email or phone number or whatever, and it's done. There's no friction. There's no need for decision making as much, right? Like people want to get some solution for a problem they're facing, and then they book an appointment. The problem though is that does not apply, right? Does not apply for an e-commerce business where the sale needs to happen, right? So somebody has to buy something. So the type of questions a user asks is different. The type of interaction that occurs is different. The type of flow you're going to have is different. The type of objective you have is different, right? So that's what we're going to talk about in these trainings, right? Depending on whatever business you're getting into, you're going to focus on. 1 week is going to be on affiliate marketing, one on agency and consulting. How do you set it up with HumanBot, right? For that you might really want to use that removal of branding, for example, that instant chat URL, for example. You're going to talk about those features specifically for that. Maybe you want to 1 week is basically where you are a coach, consultant, you're a mentor, you're a trainer, you're an educator, you're a teacher, right? What if you want to feed it all the information, HumanBot, right, and become your own AI self, so to speak, where the customer support agent thinks like you, acts like you, and talks like how you would do customer support, or a salesperson would answer like a sales HumanBot would answer like how you would, and close sales, right, or book appointments, right? So that is going to be 1 week. So you're going to become your own AI mentor or AI trainer or AI consultant or AI teacher based off of your data. Does that make sense? Based off of your data, okay? So that's what we're going to be focusing on in this training in particular, okay? Thank you so much for getting in, right? For those who got in, I really appreciate Chris Harris got in as well. And all the people who are getting in, let me know in the chat box as well, right? Now the question came in, when will the 6 weeks training start? So I'm going to give you the details on, because we just went live right now, right, recently. So the point is that my goal is for you to watch the tutorials first and then come into the training session. So it's going to be probably next week. Where I'm going to send you the details. I'm going to register you in. I'm going to send you a notification. My goal is I'm going to give you some time to watch the tutorials and get up to speed, because the last thing I want you is to show up to a webinar or a live training session where I'm going over the shoulder and I'm showing you some concepts and you don't even know how the application works. So I want to give you a few days to get up to speed with the tutorials, get understanding of the basics before I go into that. Okay. Now another question is, this is a good question. Parker was saying, right? Questions. Paul, I'm asking so many questions. Can you answer my question? I'll try to answer them right now. I'm trying to go through the main questions right now. Then later on, when you have any specific questions, I'll get to that. Okay, don't worry. I just want you to understand that I'm trying to do the most of the questions as much as possible, but specific ones, I'll get to it in just a couple of minutes. Okay. Now the other bonus is specifically is the HumanBot voice chat. Remember I told you this one? So the idea is, for this one, if you go into any HumanBot, the thing is right now, I didn't even know people needed these many people wanted this. Actually, I didn't even know. The thing is that when you go into a HumanBot right now, it goes through with specifically text, right? Somebody types in, it speaks, the HumanBot speaks, and he or she speaks, whatever, and does it. Here it's going to be like Siri. Somebody instead of chatting, speaks. Right, it's going to speak. It's going to automatically transcribe whatever is being posted, and then HumanBot will answer text. So this is the feature we're going to be adding next week. It's something I didn't know was this requested. Instead of selling it separately as another application or an add-on or whatever, I'm going to give it to you for free as a bonus. And yes, this is going to have basically, it can handle unlimited. So I'm not going to put limits on this where it's only for certain campaigns or whatever. It's going to cost me a lot of money, because transcription of speech is not cheap. It costs like $1 a minute for many platforms and stuff like that. Ain't cheap. But I'm going to put that into your thing. And then if you're wondering, it really costs that much money? Yeah, it does. So if you go into rev.com, right, let me show you here. This is rev.com, where you can do accurate transcription services, audio and video transcriptions, especially through their API system, $1.50 per minute, right, to transcribe. And especially if you see here for translated subtitles with other languages, even more, right? So it's not cheap. So I'm going to give you this as a special bonus because so many of you wanted this. Even I was shocked. So why not? Why not give you more value, right? And of course, I put the link down for humanbot.io/just post your transaction in the chat box after you got in, right? I want to make sure that those who got in get the best value from it, right? Now, and you get instant access to all the tutorials right now. Yes, even when you cannot attend live in the training sessions for the 6 weeks, one I mentioned here, you can get the recordings of it as well. I'll publish them down for you. Now, the other one is the emotional voice. There's another requested one, especially for the Human Talk users. They said, I created some videos, I created some audiobooks and stuff like that with Human Talk. Can you please, right, have these so that the brand messaging is clear? Yes, it's gonna be as you wanted it. Okay, the integration is already set up in the application, by the way, as is. So that means, in other words, if you go into HumanBot, you can choose text-to-speech and put basically different emotions: happy, sad, confused, whatever it might be. And also, similarly, we've done HumanPal integration as well. It's going to come next week. Again, I want to stress this point. This is going to cost us a lot of money. I want to keep this very, very limited group. That's why I'm only even mentioning it in our live streams and webinars like this, because I want only the people who are live to see this. This bonus is not going to be available for everybody else because, as I said, I can only handle a small group of people right now because the AI servers that this integration requires, right, is basically very expensive. It ain't cheap. Okay, I just want to be clear so you understand on this. All right, so the idea with this one is, if you go into HumanPal right now, you can click create video. These spokespersons that you see here, right, you're going to be adding in the new ones, the full body ones that you see part of HumanBot with emotions, hand movements, and stuff like that, added into your HumanPal account if you have HumanPal already, or if you get HumanPal in the next day or so. And if you have both HumanPal and HumanBot, we're going to add that in the next week or coming up. We already have the infrastructure. We just have to test it with different languages and stuff. The only thing, though, is it's going to be limited. It's not going to be available for everybody. It's only for people who have HumanPal and HumanBot. Now, hear me out. I understand. You want it in your HumanPal if you already got it and stuff. The only thing, like I mentioned, is I want to be transparent with you. We have not optimized. It's a brand new technology. We haven't even checked how much it's going to cost. We don't even know how much server cost is going to happen. What are the issues that we're going to face in terms of requiring it? So right now, what we're really doing is throwing the best server out there, right? Like we're just saying, okay, what is the most expensive top of the line artificial intelligence server? Okay, it costs $40 an hour. Let's just give it to the users, right? It's fine. I just want to keep folks happy. Then we're going to see how much it costs. So I want to limit it for that reason, right? Cannot give it to everybody. Once we optimize it, once we figure out, okay, so this is how we can fine tune it, which is going to take us a few months to figure out different ways to fine tune things, bring the cost down and all that. And also I'm hoping the next few months, the AI artificial intelligence servers from NVIDIA and all that, the shortage that they're facing right now is not like it's going to open up a little bit more, that's the other issue right now, and this is a real issue. I mean, I'm not bringing this up so you understand, because a lot of people don't understand this. Like, there's a reason why there's no application out there which can offer lifetime access to these technologies on the fly, like what I'm showing you right now. It's because it's too expensive, first of all. And the other thing is that they're not even available right now. You have to wait for an 8-month period. Like, people will say this stuff. Okay, Paul, you're just saying it. I want to actually show you right now so you understand, because people don't really get it. I want to show you in real time. So this is NVIDIA. Okay, I'm going to just show it to you just so you see it again. So this is right now. Watch this. Okay, again, check this out. All right. Hi, Paul. DGX Cloud, which is NVIDIA's high-end servers, right? We are getting from Amazon. If I wanted to get ahead right now and get this from NVIDIA, it costs $36,999 per instance per month, right? To get the same servers we need to run these things, right? Like, you understand what I'm saying? HumanBot campus and also the HumanPal ones, these next generation with hand movements, with lip sync and all that. And you see this right now. To get it, right, the capacity is limited and dedicated to only early access for highly qualified customers. In other words, Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, you get my point? You check this out, right? And this is the problem. And I'm just not making up. I actually spoke to them. I tried to get it. And apparently right now there's an 8-month waiting period for this stuff right now. Even if you wanted it to get it, like, you got to reserve it ahead of time. Okay. And it's the unfortunate thing, like, you got to wait for such a long period of time and even get it. and it costs like 37,000 a month to get one of them. So that's why I'm saying I'm just throwing this server right now, hoping it'll help you out. Once we can get the cost down and they become more available, we're going to give it to everybody. I understand. I want to be transparent because people will see it like, Paul, I wish they are there. We're going to try to put it. I cannot give an ETA for everybody, but for a small group of people who are live right now in this live stream, because later on we're going to delete this whole thing. It's not going to be available for anybody else. You're going to get access to it. Okay. I want to show you the real live email so you understand I'm actually talking and negotiating this stuff right now with people higher up in NVIDIA, Amazon, Google, and stuff, so that you understand that I actually am doing this stuff. I'm trying to get this as possible, right? We're in the highest end of technology right now. Like if you go into other applications out there, they all cost money. You know, they're not cheap for this kind of technology. Now, the other bonus I'm going to be giving you is, you know how we're getting that 6 weeks of live training, right? Along with it, I'm going to give you a form you can fill in. You can also put in a roadmap too, by the way. It's coming up in our first training session. I'm going to mention it. You're going to do pre-trained industry-specific human bots. Okay, so to put this in perspective, what I mean by that is if you're going to any human bot campaign, right? So let me open that up right here. So if you go into any pre-trained human bot campaign like so, you see how when we go to ready-made campaigns here, we have app launch, meaning this is the stuff we used in our own website to get a lot of sales for an application of ours, appointment booking and all that. So if you want more of these added, we have one person in our team who's going to look at it based on the priority of checklist. We're going to do that. Like, for example, one of them that he's working on right now, which was requested quite a bit, was a way to book an appointment to go to something like a Google Calendar or something to send reminders, setting it up specifically for service providers and businesses, stuff like that, right? So that way you can, based on people's requests, we can add that. So that's the other one, and it's all related too, right? You get my point. They're all interlinked with each other, and they all work hand in hand with each other. That's it. Those are all the bonuses, nothing more. You see, I don't want to waste your time with like 100 bonuses which are useless. These are all integrated into HumanBot, right? Obviously, so. That's another point that I wanted to make in here, right? So Miranda is in. Appreciate you, Miranda. Now, so all these folks who are posting a transaction, appreciate you all, right? Now, Rajat is in. Appreciate you for being a loyal customer. Michelle is in. Thank you so much. Travis, awesome. Thank you here. Alexandro, thank you so much. Ray, thank you for being in. So you can keep posting in the chat box if you're in, right? And another question, right, this is another thing that I wanted to basically answer. So, Paul, I'm really excited. I want to have this ecosystem of products and stuff that you have. Our flagships are basically there. Like I told you, all of them will be integrated with each other, HumanTalk, HumanPal, and obviously now, if you will, HumanBot, right? They all integrate each other. They all work with each other and stuff like that. And we also have our support email, by the way, here. You see that link there, support@humanbot.io. So you can email our support team at any point if you have any requests and stuff. And of course, as I said, this is your time to get this, humanbot.io/yes. I know some of you just joined in now. Any questions you want me to address, let me know in the chat box. I will go through every single question right now, step by step, okay? So that I can answer your questions and I can basically help you out as much as possible here, to be specific, okay? Now, Tracy, appreciate you for the comment here and stuff like that. So those who joined in late and who did not get HumanBot yet, in that link, I've been posting and I've been answering your question in chat as well. But if you did not get it, right? Why are you not getting HumanBot? I'll also pick from the chat box 2 more winners. I already announced 1. Right, I'll announce 2 more winners, $100 winners, and then we'll be having to shut down this live stream. Okay, please post your questions if you're not in yet. Okay, Fidelis is in. Thank you so much. Cornell, I can hardly wait. Awesome. Ronnie is in. Appreciate you in here. And for those who are right, thank you so much. Independent Hospitality Expert Solutions. Yeah, I'm actually helping you out. So anybody who wants hospitality solutions, go to Independent Hospitality Solutions, right? There. Now, this is a good question. Steve was asking. So that's the other bonus that I was mentioning to you, Steve, okay? So this is something I just added in recently. So so in simpler terms, okay, this is how it works. So what I'm going to give you is I'm going to give you a special bonus, right, which will allow you to get this, okay? unlimited speech-to-text transcription app. It's a good thing you brought that across, by the way. I'm glad you asked me this question. So what this does is that one of the biggest questions people had is, look, HumanBot's documentation system, right? Or data feeding system does, for example, right now it does documents, obviously PDF documents, website URLs, right? Word doc, stuff like that. Can I give it video? Can I give it audio and stuff like that? So now the thing is that that's a feature I didn't even think about. That's a good point. So what you can do is, before we even get through the integration, because we got to test it in different languages and all that, it's going to take us some time, right? Let's say you post a YouTube link and YouTube blocks us from transcribing in real time. We got to look into all those nitty-gritty details. I'm just going to give you a desktop application that works on Mac and PC, where you can basically get a video transcribed, audio transcribed, and stuff like that. Okay, and then once you get that as a document, now you can feed it back into HumanBot. Does that make sense? So that's the bonus I'm going to give you. This is free again because it works off of your computer. You can even put up a longer length stuff, and it'll do its own thing. Go to sleep. It'll finish that transcription. You don't have to pay any transcription fees and stuff. But this should solve that issue, which is, Paul, I have data, which is not just text. I also have audios and videos and stuff like that. Can I use it? Yes, I'm going to give you this. It's in beta though. So my point is, what I mean by beta means it works, yes, but I want to make sure that it's not fully integrated, like it's not a feature within HumanBot. We want to do that eventually, but you can just download it and transcribe it, get the document, and then upload it into HumanBot. Okay, so it's something I want to solve, that issue of being able to also, be able to get audios and videos also as the data source for training your HumanBot. Okay, so does that make sense? So that's the other one. It's part of the bonuses, so you're going to get access to it as well. So the other question that I want to answer right now, and because I was seeing so many questions come in as we help. Yeah, Phil, speech to text will help a lot for the docs. 100%. I mean, I got you. It's crazy, right? Because you can understand, not just you, but even your clients too might be like, they have some audiobooks they've done, or they have podcast, or they might even have had, like, say, for example, like a video that they published and stuff. Yeah, you can do that. I'll teach you how to use this, okay, for video as well as for audio. Does that make sense? So you can use it for both purposes. Now, I want to basically do one other thing here, which is a very good question too. Home inspections with integrity. So you're in the home inspection business, right? Good question. So let me ask you a question, okay? And you were asking this very good question. I need HumanBot to help me get my videos more traffic and increase my SEO, okay? Now, let me answer the point of SEO, okay? This is very important because people make a mistake here. So let's talk about the general scenario, right? What happens when somebody comes in to somewhere, right? Like any website or page or something like that. So I'll even bring up HumanBot's page here, right? So I'm gonna bring the volume down so you don't hear this, but so it doesn't. So let's talk about SEO. Somebody searched for HumanBot or AI human chatbot or whatever it might be, right? In Google. They landed on a website that looked like this, right? Or it could be, in your case, home inspections, your own inspection website. They checked it in Yelp or somewhere, landed on your website. It's been proven that 99% of people, they leave. When they land on a website, 95% of the people leave within seconds of landing, like 10 seconds. So meaning they don't even go check out everything on a website. It's a fact. I mean, I have data to prove it. Crazy how it works. So that means what you have to figure out is, what's Google's algorithm looking at? So Google's algorithm, number one thing, people think it's backlinks. People think it's like keyword targeting, stuffing your page with a bunch of keywords to track. Not really. What Google wants is, if somebody comes in and they put up like a HumanBot, like here, like Amanda, or whoever is speaking here, or whatever HumanBot you have, the thing is that the longer they stay on a page, let me repeat that again. The longer somebody stays on a page, the higher your search engine rankings will become on Google, because Google will think, wow, this person got exactly what they wanted when they searched something and they landed on the page, because they didn't hit back. Like, they don't hit the back button and go back to Google, right? So they got what they wanted. So the actual interesting thing is, you got to know what the algorithms are. And I know this because I spend a lot of money in ads. My team we spend millions of dollars in advertising. We spend a lot of money on getting rankings on YouTube and all that stuff, right? So for YouTube, this is how the algorithm works. That's what I train you in that 6 weeks of training too. YouTube's algorithm is based on watch time. So somebody comes in and they watch a video for, say, I don't know, let's say 10 minutes throughout. YouTube will say, oh, wow, this person got what they wanted. They went to YouTube, they searched for something, they watched the video. The longer the amount of hours that it has, the higher the ranking of that video will be. It'll be shown in the homepage and all that, right? That's the YouTube algorithm. Google's algorithm keeps fluctuating, but the number one thing that they want right now is lower bounce rates. So in other words, when searched for something and they land on a page and they're interacting on that website will rank higher, right? It's just a proven thing. It makes sense too intuitively, right? So if for your home inspections company, the way you want to get rankings is not just going and getting a bunch of backlinks and stuff. You want to put a human bot to increase the amount of time people spend on your website, right? Of course, the lead generation part, appointment booking stuff, sales generation, and all that other stuff I told you is a benefit to you. But for SEO in particular, that's how it's going to help, okay? And you'll see that too, by the way. You'll notice it where your competitors, right? You have like home inspection stuff. You have like 1,000 backlinks, or you have all these SEO strategies you're doing, but you get destroyed by some company who just was a new company. They just came in recently. They don't even have that many reviews. They just are brand new, but they came number one on Google. You're like, why? It's because of lower bounce rates and higher time spent on the website. Okay, that's how the algorithm works. It's one of the top priorities. Okay, now another question that came in. Yeah, absolutely. Steve mentions that as well, and Daryl was saying that too. Yeah, nowadays Google wants people to scroll and click and integrate with things, right? So that is basically a good one. Yeah. Now another was Cheryl was asking. Cheryl, will there be additional training to show us how to use the bot to do lead generation? 100%. So the way lead generation works, right, Cheryl, it's different for different businesses and different for different use cases. That's why I have that 6 weeks training. I don't need 6 weeks if it was just for one use case. So for example, if you have it, lead generation for a service business is different from, let's say, for example, chiropractor, lawyer, accountant, service business is different from table booking, right? Lead generation for a restaurant is completely different. They want to reserve table, number of people, and it's a different approach, right? Similarly, lead generation also for an e-commerce business might be completely different. They need direct response. They're not worrying about leads. Similarly, for a real estate agent, it might be different from, for example, somebody like a dentist, right? Real estate agent needs to know how valuable that lead is. Will they buy a home? Are they trying to sell a home? Are they trying to lease or rent? You get my point, right? So the leads will be different for different industries. That's why I'm going to go specific in the training sessions on that. Like if it's generic training on exactly how each feature of the app works, we already have tutorials on that, right? You can get up and running, okay? That's another one, okay? Thank you, Home Inspections with Integrity. I gave you some tools here. I'm glad I could answer that question, okay? And that's him. John is in. Appreciate you, John. All right. Now, another question is, which is a really good question. Can the bot conduct a sale process and direct to a payment system like PayPal at the end? It's a good question. Okay. So there's two approaches for this. Again, depends on the industry. Okay. I don't know the industry just yet fully, but let me answer in simpler terms. Okay. Again, in the case of, for the purposes of time here. Okay. So let's talk about it. So there's two approaches here. Okay. So we have the templates here, right? Let's say for HumanBot. That's why I want to make it interactive and I'll answer your questions, right? Obviously. So the point is that let's say you want to do the sale process, right? This is our app launch template right now, for example. I'll show you because this is a real-time direct response sale approach. So you can do the smart aspect of it, obviously, right? But the point is that if you want to add buttons or something, you want to do that, right? So what I did here, you see this right here, right? You're from this country. We're going to give you a discount here, and blah blah blah. Here's the video you can watch for the demo if you want it. Here's the coupon code and stuff like that. So as you can see here, once you watch the video, click the button below, right? So you could put, you see this right here? You can put like a PayPal URL, like a checkout URL here. You see mysite.com/buy. You can put like your PayPal checkout URL here. Alternatively, you can even, in this case, I put a URL. You can even put a button. You see this button here? Click the button here, and then you could add URL for that. Or alternatively, you can do it another way. You can add it like, say, for example, where you have this exit survey kind of setup here, where what you could do, and we do this quite successfully in some industries, is let's say you added this URL, right? You added a URL that they can do show as a button here, right, in the application. So it appears as a button. People click check out, right? With a hyperlink. Another way to do this, okay, is let me cancel this thing. Another way is like you could do it here. You see this option that I have here, blackout mode, hide after introduction, play only once, minimized for mobile devices if that's most of your customers are mobile folks. But let me actually show you here, and you can change the positions left, right on the page, whatever you want. But I want to show you this, okay? Let me show you here. Where you see this right here, right? You can automatically translate people based upon that. You can add documents here, obviously. You can use a call to action button. So right when they come in, you can have that button always showing to sell something. But what I want to show you another thing here, okay? Which is you can also load it upon exit, for example, right? When somebody's trying to exit, you can show it up. And again, as I showed you here, where you can see, you can change the color theme here of the chat, and you can also obviously change the logo. You can put your own logo and all that stuff too, if you want to, okay? That's also another option that is available, okay? Now, another question Jack was asking, I have HumanBot. Can you please understand how HumanPal would fit into this? Okay, good question. So basically, let's talk about the ecosystem here, right? You got basically HumanPal, which is a video creation software, and then you have a HumanBot, right? Which is basically more like an AI talking and live, interacting HumanBot, right? Like a HumanBot agent. Here, actually closing the sales for you that you embed on a website, you put it on a page, whatever, right? HumanPal is for specifically video creation. Now, let's look at it in real time, right? Like, I'm going to open up HumanPal here so you can see it because I have it logged in here. So if you go into HumanPal here, this is HumanPal, right? So what does HumanPal do? It creates videos, right? You have all these templates here and stuff. The thing though is these are good to be uploaded into YouTube, social media platforms and all that, right? Because you have animations behind the spokesperson, all this other stuff right here, like I mentioned to you earlier. Now, the thing is, as you can imagine, obviously, so when you have spokespersons like this, it's for video creation for people to consume, like sales videos, YouTube videos, social media videos, and stuff like that. Now, imagine you want to take this spokesperson and actually become not a video, but a living, breathing, talking spokesperson, right? So I showed you that example earlier, right? So that one was basically now you want to put that person here, like so, on a website, right? Let me just zoom her in. So now she's actually speaking. Now she's beyond a video, like she got out of a video, right? So now the use case for this one is interactivity. It can generate leads, she can book appointments, she can actually collect responses and become smarter. She can train from a data and then now answer questions. Like, so it's basically where you see how we have both purposes. I'll show you a perfect example here. So I'm zooming it in, by the way, just so you understand, but let me just zoom her out a little bit here. So you see that I have a sales video where you would create the sales video, which explains the product, a demo video and stuff. You can create that with HumanPal, the video version. And then you can embed in the same page. Both have their purposes, right? One is to answer questions and interactivity. A video will not be able to answer questions because a video is designed to explain something and not interact, right? Even if you add interactive elements into a video, like a button or whatever, still it doesn't do the job because people have all kinds of questions. Like even you folks, right? We're asking all kinds of questions in the box, right? Like in the chat box right now for me. So if you wanted to answer all that, it's impossible from a video, right? So that's the idea, how each of them work in line with each other, okay? Now, another question that came in, which I'm going to answer as many questions as possible, right? Which is a good question, right? This is a good one. I'm probably on an anomaly on this group, but I see a lot of applications on my geoscience training platforms. Good question. So that's what I was trying to say. It's required for every single business. Just like our video is important for every business, this is important too. So in your case, let's say you have a training platform, right? So you have training stuff you've written, you maybe published some how-to manuals for the geoscience trading space. You've done all this stuff, right, Joe? So basically then you train it with that data, right? Obviously, train it, each one of them with that data, and it becomes smarter and smarter with time, okay? So that's the other part that I wanted to answer because I want to be real-time answering some questions here for you, okay? Now, I'll be answering 2 more questions, and I'll announce the 2 other $100 winners, and then we'll be closing this webinar down. So this is your last chance, okay? If you didn't get it, this is it. You're going to miss out for good. For those who joined in late, let me just quickly summarize. HumanBot, you're going to get the lifetime access deal with unlimited campaigns, unlimited web pages you're going to put it up in. There's no traffic limits or something like that. And also, including all the bonuses that I mentioned and my 6 weeks training and as well on how to succeed with it, you're getting the lifetime deal for this one, a $199 one-time payment, no upsells, no downsells, no cross-sells, nothing additional to buy, right? You click on that button or you go to that link, humanbot.io/yes, you'll get access to it. Now, secondly, there's a payment plan option. You can do it slightly more expensive. It's $77 for 3 months. It's $231 in total. You still get a 30-day no questions asked money back guarantee regardless. Does that make sense? You're going to get a 30-day no questions asked money back guarantee regardless, whether you get this or the other option too, right? Now, the other point, right, which is a good question as well, is that I want to make sure, right, this is GDPR compliant, right? Yes, these are GDPR compliant because I'll tell you why. The data that is being stored, you have the capability to delete it and exit that data as well at any point, right? And also the other point is that because it is dynamic, right? So you have it on a website. Let's say, for example, the client does not want it anymore. You can delete the campaign and it's going to get deleted from that website. So it's no longer generating leads or collecting data or whatever, right? So it's dynamic. You can delete the campaign with the cloud, right? So that's the other point here, right? Now, another question is, which I wanted to answer because quite a bit of you were asking this particular question, and I wanted to kind of get that point through. Okay, is the languages part. Okay, is it possible to use German language? 100%. So it works two ways, and I kind of mentioned this earlier on, but maybe you joined in late and you missed that. But let's actually show you that in real time because then you'll understand it even better than what I'm trying to explain here. Let me show you here. So you're in here. This is Amanda here, one of the human bots, let's say. So let me actually zoom her in here. You see here in the top, this is the flag, right? You can change her. In your case, it's German, right? Check this out. There you go. Well, now she's going to speak in German, like speak in German, right? And you see this. She's typing in German as well. So you can do it. And this works both ways. You can force it to only do German in the campaign, or you can do it based on country selection, or you can even do country detection as well. So meaning if you have customers from around the world, only in Germany you want to show German to show up, you can do that too. So there's multiple choices, it's flexible. And also if you go down here, I want to show you the scroll down, you can do it in other languages like Espanol, Spanish, right? It'll automatically load up here, right? And it will automatically load for the users, okay? Automatically shop, see? So it'll find out the language and whatever, and it's going to show right here, okay? So this is how you can do it with location detection, also flexible where people can pick from the drop down, or alternatively you can force it for that language. Maybe all customers can only speak Hindi or Spanish or Portuguese, German, Italian, Dutch, French. You can force it to speak and type in that language. Is also good, right? So if you're reaching only those customers, okay? That's another question here. Another point was that so this is a good question. Leon is asking, can you create templates and bots for my business? A lot of people are asking this question as well. It's the last question I'm going to answer. After that, I'll try to answer them after this live stream is done as well. I'll try to be there. But okay, so the point is that's why I gave that bonus. So if enough people want it, because we have team building these things, if enough people want it, Leon, then yeah, yours will be the priority template. But we're adding, as we speak, a lot of other templates and human bots specific for certain use cases, but you have flexibility. You can build it on your own as well. Okay, so that's pretty clear. All right, now another question was, does the data need to be very long for it to understand the context? No, very important. I wanted to answer this question. So when you're training human bot with data, right, quality is more important than quantity. Does that make sense? So when I trained this human bot here, right, here, right, like whatever language, let's just put it in English for the time being. So when I trained it in English here, I just gave frequently asked questions. That's it. Like one document with like 2 pages or something. And you can still then answer all the questions on different things, because the quality of the data I gave it is more important than giving it like some 10,000 pages. It's irrelevant because you got to understand, right? It's like common sense too, right? Like if users will be asking 80% of the questions, the Pareto principle, 80% of the questions are in a certain sphere, and you give it that information, even if it's only one-line responses, it can understand the context and become smarter with time. Now you give it more information, confuses it even more in a way, right? Like you're kind of giving it all kinds of generic gibberish, right? So quality is more important than quantity. So instead of thinking about it like length of the document, do I need to give it a bunch of stuff? Think of it more like the quality. Like if somebody comes into my website or my client's website, what are the top 5, 7, 10 things that they will ask? And you will know that already with the frequently asked questions from any website, right? You feed it that information, should be good enough because the AI is smart enough to go work from there. Okay, does that make sense? Because this is the biggest mistake people always have. This is even with video creation. I've dealt with this in the past. Should I create a 10-hour video? Well, YouTube isn't going to care if the video is 10 hours, 5 hours, or you spent 1 year building that video, right? It cares about the engagement that video gets, the amount of results it gets. Similarly, for the HumanBot system too, the platform itself, it's about the quality of the response you give, not how big the document is. Does that make sense? The point is that it can understand context. It can basically link context together and all that. We did that because of this reason. If it was just about document learning, it'll never be able to understand fully about everything about that document, right? Or that information or that data thing. Similarly, let's say you're a nutritionist or you're a meditation expert, or you're teaching people how to, you're doing marriage counseling or whatever it might be, right? So there's some specific stuff you can give, frequently asked questions, but after that, the AI can understand things and be able to answer everything. You don't have to give like everything you've ever said, like some 10,000 page stuff, because it's not needed. You know, that's the beauty of the smart AI built into HumanBot. Okay. All right. So that said, you know, let me announce the 2 $100 winners here. Okay. And let me note down the names, by the way. Okay. So the first winner, by the way, was Terry Ivers. Okay. I want to be transparent here. So she, first winner. And then I will, with the second one, my team is sending that over to me. So let me get the second winner here, again, in the case of transparency. So here we go. Second winner is Daryl Ostman here. Let me write down your name, Daryl. So Daryl Ostman. And the third winner is, congrats to, again, this is all real, folks. I'm not making up. It's real right now, right? So let's see here. Let's get the third $100 winner. Okay, there we go. All right, so here we go. And again, this is just from posting in the chat box and stuff like that. Okay, just want to be clear so that you know, you are good to go. So here we go. Okay, congrats to the winner right now, who is our $100 winner. All right, it is. My team is just sending that over to me, by the way. Okay. All right. Okay. Excellent. So I have the winner here. Congrats to our winner. And here is the exciting stuff. Okay. I'm just trying to find the comment so I know this person is real. Like, because my team just sent that winner over to me. When was the last time they posted? So I can post it here. All right. Cool. All right. So the winner is. Congrats to Joe Regu. Okay, so Joe Regu, you are our next $100 winner. So let me actually note you down. Joe Regu. Excellent. So these are the 3 $100 winners just for attending here, folks. Just for posting in the chat box. My team just sent over to me. I had to find your comment there just so I know people really know that you're a real person. No, I just made up. Okay, so all you 3 winners, I'll be getting in touch with you. You don't have to get in touch with me at all. So I'll be getting in touch with you 3 winners in the next 24 to 48 hours. So watch out for your emails from my team. I will be asking you for your details and stuff like that. Now, I know some of you folks are like, oh, I would love to win more. I wish I could win. All right, so what I'm doing for you folks is I'm also announcing every single day a new winner who can win swag like this, but also $100, $50 I'm giving away. Like if you see here, everybody who's posting in our Facebook group, like right now, like you see here, if you go in and just press congrats, right? Like you'll see I'm announcing every day, like Gaston won $100. I've given Elizabeth, Lawrence, Dennis, all these folks, I'm just giving away prizes every single day. Susan here, right? Steve, giving away tons and tons of prizes. So this is another reason why you want to be in our Facebook group. Okay, so if you haven't already joined our Facebook group, make sure you do that, because when you're posting stuff here, helping everybody out, I'm checking the comments and posts. My team is just randomly picking every single day. All said, I might be giving away thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars in prizes, swag, and all that. I want to make things fun. It's not about the money. I want to give back to you folks in a big way. So thank you so much, right? Appreciate you all. All right, now this is a very interactive group, as you can see here. Everybody's interacting with each other. Everybody's posting stuff. Everybody's really helping each other out. So that's my goal. I want to build an ecosystem, a community of people. It's 42,200 people right now. So it's really powerful, right? So this is the reason why we want to build an ecosystem, a community of everybody, entrepreneurs helping each other out, positively impacting their own businesses. And because of that community, there are other people you can network with, team up with, work with together, and also grow together, right? That's the other great benefit of a community like this. Okay, so not only am I giving away prizes just for interacting here, but also swag like this one, or like this t-shirt, or whatever it might be. But on top of that, going a step further, I'm giving away money and all that because of this thing, because I want to help have you interact with others and grow together. Okay, so hope that helps. Now, again, that's the link I left here, HumanBot.io/yes. This is your last chance. Okay, again, you want to get the bonuses that I mentioned on this webinar. They'll be remote, and the price will not be the same. We're going to have add-ons and all that stuff for you to buy. Later on, you come back. Again, please understand, I've given you enough warning. I came live. I answered your questions. I've done enough of these live webinars. I've interacted with you in the Facebook group. So there's been enough reminders so that later on you come back. We're not going to match the pricing. We're not going to match the deal. And definitely don't come back and say, oh, can you give me the same deal again that you gave on the webinars before? Okay. In fact, that's what I was trying to tell you. The bonuses alone, I'm going to be removing that stuff after this event is done. Okay. Just want to be clear. After this is done, we're going to be removing all the bonuses as well. Okay, so if you haven't already, go there. If you want some more details there, I'll be happy to do so. Appreciate you all for being here on this live webinar. I look forward to seeing you on the inside, getting to know you better, helping you out, take your business next level and all that. But it's on you here. I want to help you grow. So looking forward to getting to know you personally in our Facebook group and our live events coming up, 6 weeks training, and also obviously as well in our other events that I'm going to be doing for free for you to help you out. So I want to get to know you by name and help you out, take your business next level. Okay. So that said, have a great day or night wherever in the world. I wish you all the best. I'll talk to you very soon.